like you lick my caca is the thing I say when I'm eyeing butt cheeks every day. It's the constant feeling like I wanna goo when I'm palming your booty. Christmas time is here, your ass is looking tight. Mistletoe above my dong's an awesome sight. Me like you lick my caca, so I won't stray. And then I'm gonna fit this in you. Me like you lick my caca, you don't have to pay for a pair of slippers Christmas Day. It's the gift I'm needing, not some Christmas shoes or a tie or a toupee. A shoehorn, socks or gloves and scarf would be alright, but you down on your knees, come on, the price is right. Me like you lick my caca is the right way to say Merry Christmas to you. Me like you lick my cacas, what I sing today, every night until it's Christmas Day. That's the season greeting that I send to you from the place where my balls sway.
Jimmy, turn the radio off. Balls!
Now you know the gift I need, turn off the light. Knobbers under Christmas trees just feel so right. Me like you lick my caca is the nice way to say I'm gonna hit this mistletoe and penis. And a merry, 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 merry Christmas to you. Merry Christmas from Covino and Rich.
What's that under the tree?
A knobber.
Still?
Happy holidays.
Tell Santa what you really want.
Covino and Rich.
Merry Christmas, you filthy animal.
Oh! Put that cookie down now!
Oh my God!
I'm looking for miracle trees. Miracle trees. Merry Christmas, little Jimmy. Merry Christmas, little Jimmy.
Merry Christmas!
You'll shoot your eye out, kid.
Everybody! Feliz Navidad, everybody!
Covino and Rich.
Holy shit! Where's the Tylenol?
Yeah!
If I were to make another Tickle Sack holiday song, I wonder what it would be.
It's a good question. You and I were just saying off the air. Are we done with perverted Christmas tunes? I think we got one more in us.
I mean, you got the classics, right?
We got another one in us.
I mean, Bingleberry Crosby didn't just keep putting them out. Sort of let it breathe, right? I mean, he wasn't going to top his White Christmas. I don't know if I really could put any more out.
yeah.
Balls will be swinging.
See, you're already thinking.
Maybe that's
Yeah.
maybe that's a good one. I don't know. I don't think I can do it. I don't think I have it.
Maybe a little
like
Dar-
Mike Tyson. No.
Maybe a little Darlene Love.
No, I just don't have the fighting guts. But I will be rocking it out. What's Darlene Love?
Christmas baby, please come home.
Christmas baby stroke my
I'm
bone.
saying tug my balls. I watched my montage. I watched my montage last night, and it made me get emotional. I do it every year.
Man, I am looking pompous.
Yeah, what about Are They Glistening? Remember that song?
Are they glistening?
You said it wasn't a Christmas song.
It's not.
And plus, it's racist, so I can't do that.
Yes, it is.
Because it was really about glistening brown butt cheeks.
You're allowed to like brown cheeks.
Yeah, but
No harm in that.
the next verse was "Yes, they is," and that doesn't sound politically correct
That's
nowadays.
true. That is true.
Yeah, so I'm not gonna go that route and get canceled, even though I'm not cancelable.
The uncancelable
Meaning
Steve Covino.
No one cares about me enough to actually cancel me.
The uncancelable Steve
Right.
Covino.
So anyway, I hope you had a great Monday night. It's a Taco Tuesday. I got deep taco thoughts on my mind.
Good.
Sports, entertainment, life.
Good.
Hope you had a Tampa Bay Buccaneers sort of Monday.
I mean, is he unbelievable?
And we're here. I mean, he's breaking records still breaking records. Well, as time goes on, you tend to break more records. But
course.
unbelievable comeback last night. Great game. Just like he drew it up and let the Wild Rumpus start. Covino and Rich. Tight like Lilo and Stitch.
Let's see. Oh, I had some thoughts, emotional thoughts, some deep thoughts, some dirty thoughts. But as you played Me like you lick my caca.
Me like you like my caca.
And
I used to love the original, though. I did.
Spot was playing the background video of Christmas Vacation. Made me realize how much I love Chevy Chase and how much he would be a national treasure if he wasn't an asshole. Like, is he not the number one example of, God, why you got to be such an asshole? Everyone would have loved you. You probably would have kept making movies. He was an asshole and then later became an alcoholic. And until his wife and daughter said, if you don't quit, we're done with you. He quit drinking.
Asshole.
79 years old.
Asshole.
I just feel like Chevy Chase was so important to my younger childhood. My dad loved Chevy Chase. Fletch, Vacation. I mean,
Asshole.
but he's an asshole.
Asshole.
There's no other guy where it's
I'm
like,
not as big of a fan as you are. I mean, his resume and his career is stellar, but not a fan.
you know, when he makes those facial expressions. I'm not saying
does nothing for him.
I'm not saying he's the physical comedian that like a Jim Carrey or John Ritter was. I'm saying facial expressions alone, he's a top 5. Like when he seems like a
I'm not saying
flustered.
you're wrong. I'm just saying I'm not with you.
Like, yeah, I agree. Preston even said, I love 80s Chevy. 80s Chevy Chase, when he was like awkward, his facial expressions, like his eyes bulging out or his confusion when like a hot woman was around him, he was very 80s awesome. And if
really
he
loved him
wasn't
that much.
just such an asshole.
Asshole. I mean, yeah. He has his classics. He had his moments.
I mean,
But he also has that reputation. There's no denying it. Y'all can't deny it. But I never really liked him.
really?
Personally.
Let's watch this.
And I never really saw anyone in my family loving these movies. So
Your family wasn't big on the Chevy Chase train?
no, man.
Oh, my dad watched.
My mom's a Jimmy Stewart guy.
I would take,
My dad's a I'll watch whatever's on
stop,
TV
just
kind of
stop
guy.
the conversation. there.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I don't
I know.
disagree with you.
No, I know.
I'm just not with you.
No, I'm saying it's like it's hard to make it a
Well,
conversation.
I have my own opinions too, you know. I just
And you
never
have your-
liked Chevy Chase.
No, I'm saying you have your own truth about your childhood.
yeah.
So I can't deny that. If your mom liked old shit, she liked old shit. But I'm saying generally, take away your mom being one
That's
of the.
why I said I think you're probably right.
no, yeah.
Personally, I don't ever find them endearing or charming.
Like some people's moms and dads were like Blues Brothers, Bill Murray, or some people like the Belushis. My dad, some dad. Did your dad love Carlin or Richard Pryor?
love them? Like I said, my dad just like sort of.
What were your parents' passions, for God's sakes? What
Dad's
did
not
they
big into it.
love?
My dad likes Star Trek.
Okay, so he loves Star Trek.
Yeah.
My
And I
dad.
guess he liked the Caddyshack vibe. So I guess he did like Chevy Chase.
What a dork.
But as far as
Star Trek.
as far as my dad goes, my dad loved Tom Hanks, obviously, like everyone did. But
Very much a Tom Hanks house,
in the
I think.
80s, my dad was very much a Chevy Chase guy. And in turn, the kids, my siblings, we probably thought, man, Chevy Chase must be the funniest dude. And what a dipshit. What an asshole. Like, you're right. Late night talk shows sort of shunned him.
Asshole.
Interviews.
Asshole.
Everything about the guy. You know, as Jim Ramsey points out, as Drago's wife would say, he is a has-been. Is he a has-been or is he like,
Or you could say he's a really great actor because he probably knows he's an asshole.
I mean, a lot of
But look
people
how he, turned it on for the cameras,
do that.
did his job. He was doing what he did so that you could like him for that.
I mean, Chevy Chase, yeah, people said he was good in Community. He was in Hot Tub Time Machine with a little cameo here and there. Like there were times where we've seen him in the last 20 years. I'm just saying, for a guy, the way we love Steve Martin or Martin Short or any of those classics, Bill Murray.
Steve Martin,
I said that.
Dan Aykroyd.
Yeah, though Chevy Chase was in that group and probably
Aykroyd's- he's a little weird.
and probably bigger at times than some of those guys. Yet, again, one last time I'll say it. Asshole.
Asshole. Asshole. The asshole. Asshole. The asshole.
So,
Asshole.
I mean, where'd it come from? Some people ask. Rashawn said, I missed him being an asshole. I think it just comes down to the fact that everyone said he was super hard to work with. He was terrible on interviews. He was sort of the type that talked down to people below him on the set.
I've heard a lot of that.
And I heard Jeffrey Ross recently on Conan O'Brien podcast.
I've heard from other people that Bill Murray wasn't a walk in the park either, and everybody loves that guy.
Yeah.
Wasn't it recently that Seth Green told the story of how Bill Murray held him over a garbage can when he was just a little kid, but like was a dick about it, not like just teasing him, like was a total dick about it. A lot of those guys were just assholes because they thought they can get away with shit like that because of who they were. So you could also say maybe he was just a product of the time.
Yeah, maybe so. But I do know that Chevy Chase, I heard an interview, a really good interview. I think he's the best radio interviewer in the game right now. Conan O'Brien.
Nah, Theo Von.
You're obsessed.
Theo Von is great.
I'm just kidding.
You're both obsessed.
Conan O'Brien. Conan, I want to be his friend. Conan O'Brien interviewed Jeffrey Ross and sort of just got into the origins and the psychology of the roast. And he talked about how when they do these roasts back in the day on Comedy Central and the evolution of what made roasts popular, not cooking roast spot, not a nice
Love a good roast.
Chuck roast. You know what I don't like about Conan?
Love a good roast.
Bone-in rib roast?
He could never really be serious.
Rib roast?
Which is a good thing, but he's like never serious. You know?
I didn't know there was a clip of me saying bone-in rib roast.
Yeah.
Bone-in rib roast? That was last Christmas. We made a bone-in rib roast, and Spot has it on standby. It's food porn. Look at that rib roast. Oh,
wait, where'd it go?
Bone-in rib roast?
Conan is great. He's one of my favorites, so I'm allowed to make a criticism.
Yeah.
But he's always
Last time I played anything.
looking for, I mean, a lot of us are always looking for the punchline, but I don't think there's ever a serious moment
With Conan?
with Conan publicly.
No, that's
Privately,
true.
I'm sure, he relaxes.
On
and
his
chills.
podcast, he gets a little deep. Have you listened
In
to
his
Team Coco?
interviews, not so much. I listen to most of his interviews,
Yeah,
which
but I'm
are
saying-
great. I'm not denying it.
On his interviews, I feel like when you talk about great interviewers, to me, I think Howard goes too psychological all the time. Like
Every time.
Tell me about your childhood and your parents and, were you abused? Conan keeps it lighter, but he had a great interview with Jeffrey Ross.
According to Howard, everybody resents their mom. It all goes back to that.
Who knows?
I mean, everything does go back to childhood, but it's like, hey, man, really has nothing to do with the story I'm telling right now.
But like I said, the evolution of the roast. I bring this up only because,
Oh, it started with tadpoles, right?
yeah, evolution, yeah. Jeffrey Ross sort of made his whole living because early on, he just happened to have a knack for the roast. He talks about how everyone, from people you love or hate, all seem to be such a great sport with the roast. They're like, listen, we meet up the day before. The comedians sort of give a gist of where they're going to go. They don't tell you what they're going to say, but let's say everyone was going to roast Covino. The people that are going to roast him, if they have a nice dinner and some drinks the night before the recording, it'll feel looser. You don't want someone roasting you that's never met you before. Like, let's say they were like, Covino, give me a comic, any comic.
Rich Little.
Rich Little. Rich Little is going to roast you.
Oh, no way.
Now,
Is he going to do his Biden impression?
if Rich Little roast you and you've never met him versus the night before you had drinks and food, you'd have like a camaraderie, right?
Yeah.
So Jeffrey Ross said that everyone, even to the people with big egos like the Trumps of the world, all seem to get a kick out of the roast the night before. They get along with everyone. They understand. Chevy Chase didn't want to meet with people the day before, and when the roast happened, he was like insulted and hated it. Like he's so ego driven.
I mean,
like
you sold me, man. I don't like the guy.
Chevy Chase,
I don't need him.
asshole.
I really don't care about him. He has, to me, one legacy, and that's the European vacations, his National Lampoon stuff.
When I heard Conan interviewing Howard Stern, it made me think of you. Because it made me realize that when you perform, whether it's on the highest levels, big levels, small levels, any level, if you're a performer, it's amazing how your same personality traits come out. Like, they're very tough on themselves the way you are. Like,
oh, yeah?
No matter how great they are, like Conan's like, I could do a great bit. I'll look back and be like, oh, that shirt makes me look stupid. Or like, it's a really interesting thought about how even the best of the best constantly are doubting themselves and they're insecure and they're like, oh, I could have done better. Why am I good enough? Should I? Like, it's such a such a narrative among everyone that performs. It's like an unspoken.
Well, you said it all.
I said it all.
You
Said it all.
Thank you, Chris.
That's a trick, by the way.
Conan,
You know that?
What's the trick that you're wrapping up the interview?
No.
What's the trick?
Howard said he says, you've said it all. And then he talks to them for 15 more minutes because he feels like the minute he says you've said it all, they think, interview's over. Let me put my guard down. Interview's over. Then he's like, so tell me about who you're fucking. And they, in their mind, subconsciously be like, oh, interview's over. I've said it all. Eh?
Yeah, he's
The wizard.
manipulator.
Yeah. Oh, you've said it all.
Conan.
I told you, my observation is he always asks leading questions.
It's
He
true.
puts thoughts in people's minds, and they're like, oh, wait. Did
Every time.
did I hate my father in my
I love when people
childhood?
say, no,
Maybe
actually,
you're
no.
right,
no.
Howard.
Actually, no, that's not no. So, yeah, so he puts the answers in their brain for sure. And then if people are paying attention, they're like,
so you
yeah,
hated your
no,
father.
that's not what happened. No.
Well, hey, there's a
And
lot to get to.
But how did that make you feel? That you hated
I mean,
your father?
two great interviewers for sure. We bounced around a lot. I just listened. Howard, great interviewer. Conan, great interviewer. Chevy Chase is an asshole.
Yeah, that's just
That's what I learned
that's
out.
it. We don't have to take. There's no other takeaway other than this was all just to focus back on. I heard a great interview where they talked about how Chevy Chase, even among his contemporaries, sort of a dick.
He still did well. Probably would have done better.
But question to you: we've talked about this because we've seen it at SXM, we've seen it at ESPN, we've seen it at Fox, we've seen it everywhere, and we've heard stories. Are you not fascinated about the people that are not self-aware that they're just jerks to other employees?
Yeah, I always wonder how they continue to climb the ladder.
Like we've heard,
Probably because they're stepping on people along the way.
Oh, they're totally like stabbing people in the back.
but are those people unaware that they're dick spot? Like
no,
there's a guy.
they're just nice to the people that matter. And they're jerks
Some
to everybody else.
Yeah, I feel like it's almost psychopathic behavior. It's like they don't know they're doing it. Like, you know how there's people who don't realize they're lying. They're just
true,
like
man.
they're pathological liars.
Yeah, it's true.
Or they do it thinking that it's for the greater good. There are people that do stuff to other people, not realize they have like no sort of filter.
I don't want to throw anyone under the bus. The autobus.
Oh, you murder?
But we've talked to people at Fox and ESPN. I don't want to be specific. Where there have been hosts that have gone up to producers and said things like, "Yeah, I didn't ask for your opinion on the air. Don't give it." Like stuff like that. Can you imagine saying that to someone?
No. Nope. But it happens all the time.
Crazy, right?
We hear about it all the time.
I would love for someone to say that to me.
It's I guess it's every industry where you bump into people that are just
Probably big time insecurity there.
Bring it.
You know, or a
Doug
power
Gottlieb.
trip. You know, there's something there that I don't relate to at all because I've never talked to anybody that way. Especially at the workplace.
wild to me.
Right?
But hey, I digress. Enough about Chevy Chase and Conan. Let's proceed. I say I have a funny story. I have an update. I have a hypothetical.
Don't promise an update if you're not going to give one.
I have
Rich,
story-
the guy who promises things every day and never gets to it. It's his
I have
ultimate tease.
I have a story about sex.
Cool. Can't wait to hear it. We got Rando News.
Okay.
It's the Rest in Peace Kirstie Alley Adventure Show, Covino and Rich. Thank you guys for being here. It's also the AI rage of 2022. Everyone wants to see what they look like as superheroes through artificial intelligence.
Spot, I'm going to send you some pictures later to do that. They look great.
Oh,
And
yeah,
before
I've
we
been-
dive into all
Oh,
the
wait,
trends,
I
and
accidentally sent one to myself yesterday, so let me pull it.
spots look great. Yeah.
Yeah, it's everyone's using. It's an app. If you want to jump on it. That being said, I feel like the more people using this app, the AI engine is unavailable like half the day because it's just so popular right now.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
So I'm not going to give out the app that I'm using until we do it.
First things first, though.
You're the realist.
Shouldn't there be no iPapa freaks all the honeys?
Here's my
Isn't there
Here's
a better way
Here's one of mine.
to? That's not even a good one.
It's not a good one.
Why would you pick that one? There was ones that made you look like a superhero.
It's one that I accidentally.
You picked the worst one.
No, it's one that I accidentally sent here.
Oh,
I don't know,
okay.
and I just happen to have it quickly on standby. Let me send another one.
Everyone's turning themselves into next level animated superheroes.
And it looks cool.
It does look cool.
This is my favorite, I think.
It's like what you wish you looked like. Right? Yeah. It's like, yeah, I'll never look as cool as I do right here. That's how I, in my mind, think I should look, but I don't. That's really what it is.
This one's my favorite.
I think that's why I don't want to do it, because it makes me sad. Like, yeah, I'm so close to being that, but I'm not.
That's you, Spot?
That's me. Isn't that badass?
Yeah, but you know what? That one doesn't look like you. The other ones look
By the
like
way,
you next level.
In every fucking one, you know that actor Nick Frost? Do I have to pull him up?
Nick Frost?
I look like Nick Frost being cast in like hundreds of movies.
I know Nick Frost.
Yeah, Nick Frost, this guy. It just looks like Nick Frost in all my avatars.
What is Nick Frost most popular for?
He's married to Susie Snowflake.
Shaun of the Dead?
Yeah, he's in all those like
Hot Fuzz.
Simon Pegg movies.
Is there a better way, being that it's the Christmas season, right? My first question of the day. I usually like to come here with solutions and answers, but my first question is about something that needs a better solution. Everyone sends these beautiful Christmas cards. I just got one from my sister Dawn.
Sending Christmas cards.
My little printed out card with her beautiful little family and my beautiful little new nephew, Cam Martin.
How badass I am.
Look at Spot. Look at that.
Yeah, that looks like. Who are you?
Don't mess with me. I'm a fucking ranger.
Damn. There's one of him playing guitar like he's a rock star.
I don't understand that one. Where did that one come from?
They look cool.
Honestly, in my
Really?
What's the app called, Spot, again, for people?
I'm not giving it out until we do ours.
Okay.
So anyway, back to Christmas cards.
I like it.
I just said it's the AI rage of 2022. You know, I got my sister Dawn's Christmas card, and she's so thoughtful. She sent Melody a nice little advent calendar, but a really cool one is
cheese one?
Little gummy bear packets, but different ones, different candies, different gummies, in every day.
They sell a cheese advent calendar at Ralph's.
Really? No.
Yeah.
It's the Haribo one is better.
That's like the fart calendar. Cheese every day?
Yeah.
Oh, cheddar.
Anyway,
Gouda.
there has to be a better system because everybody hangs their Christmas cards up in a different way or presents them in a different way. But then don't you feel terrible throwing them away afterward? No. I do. No, I absolutely do. It's like even a birth announcement, like our buddy Chuck. Who, by the way, I'm such a fucking brain dead bozo when the mic is off. I know that. Even when it's on sometimes, but when it's off,
you can just end there.
I got a birth announcement, a baby announcement the other day in the mail.
This is hilarious.
Right? I'm looking at it, dude, for like probably 30 seconds, but it felt like 3 minutes. I'm looking at it like Charles Matthews.
Charles Matthews?
I'm looking at this, racking my brain. Beautiful little white baby, right? I'm like, beautiful little baby is this? Charles Matthews.
The fuck is Charles Matthews?
I'm reading the envelope, Charles Matthews. I'm like, one of Jordan's friends or something?
Charles Matthews.
Dude, fast forward 3 minutes later, I'm like, oh, Chuck, what the fuck?
Chuck, Charles.
I'm like, why didn't it just say what the fuck from the what the fuck household? I was so thrown off. And of course I know his name is Charles Matthews, but I was so used to calling him Chuck what the fuck.
Charles Matthews?
Beautiful baby. I get this birth announcement. You get this beautiful card. People put their heart into these things and making them. I know I've been there. You get all excited to send them out because people are going to get them and say, hey, I got it. Hey, these are beautiful pictures. And then what do we do when we're done with them?
I'll tell you what I do. I don't.
Why do you have to rip it?
No.
Why can't you just throw it in the trash?
Because he makes a good effect sound.
Yeah, I get a... Actually, I do it better with paper. Ready? Like that?
It might be your ripping paper sound effect.
No,
might be better than your Tyson impression. Might be better than your Beavis and Butthead.
No, his best sound effect is his Jetsons car.
How about the toothbrush?
No, Jetsons. Oh, toothbrush is great.
Toothbrush. Do toothbrush.
No. I got to do them when they come naturally.
No, do toothbrush.
So
you were brushing your teeth this morning.
I'm not saying that's what I've done. I display them. You hang them up, or you leave them somewhere, or you put them in a pile,
Who
or
the fuck
on
is
the
Charles
refrigerator.
Matthews?
I'm just telling you, I had a brain dead moment. Then I wanted to punch myself in the face because obviously I know Chuck. I love Chuck. And a shout out to Kevin K. Diddy while we're at it.
That's not who he had a baby with, by the way.
No, I know. That's why I was so confused.
I know it's confusing.
Like, how did Chuck and Kevin have such a white baby? Anyway.
He's Indian. He's black. They have a white baby. What a modern family.
Charles Matthews.
Who is Charles Matthews?
Because when you know somebody by one particular name, like the other name just wasn't registering. Anyway, shouldn't there be a better system? Like, you're not going to put them all in an album. Should you have a box? Like, what? Should you have like a Christmas memory box? Like, here's my Christmas box of memories. Here's my birth announcements. I feel so terrible throwing these things away. I'm not even kidding you.
Well, you know,
I even wrote it down.
You know who
I feel bad tossing baby announcements and Christmas cards.
You know who has them? The people who sent them to you. So it's like, you don't need them unless it's your niece or nephew and you haven't had an updated photo of them in a while. Sometimes I'll do that. I'll take the Christmas card and put it on my fridge and like, oh, there's my niece or nephew.
Break the news to her right now. Break the news to Bree, who said, I handmade our wedding invitations.
Oh, those
what did you do with it?
Those have been in the trash. Those have been in
Come on.
Those have been in the trash.
Handmade.
Those have been in the trash for a couple weeks now. But it was a beautiful wedding, and the memory is up here, and I have photos on my phone.
No, but you see what I mean? There has to be a better system.
Oh, I used their wedding invitation to scoop up Piper poop outside. To throw, yeah, and then I threw it in the air.
There's a Shark Tank invention or idea here that I got to get to the bottom of, because when someone puts that much love into something for something so important in their life, and if that person means something to you, even just as a friend or whatever, it's like, for you to toss that shit, that's so wrong. And it's a photo of your friend and their baby or whatever, right?
I have the answer.
What is the answer?
My answer is not the solution, but it's an answer.
Okay.
I don't throw them out. Now, all right.
You don't throw them?
When you pack up your tubs and Crockett. No, when you pack up your tubs of Christmas shit, like your ornaments and your little knickknacks for the, magnets and wine glasses and all your Christmas decor.
Where do you keep your patty wax?
In there as well.
The thing is, no one wants extra clutter and added things.
But what I'm
around,
saying
right?
is, like,
when
I'm trying to minimize.
When when you're packing up your little dining room table runner that's red with little glitter and your little candles for Christmas, when you pack those up in the big, bins that you get at like Walmart, the stack of Christmas cards over like 5 years, it might be like a 6-inch stack. I just tuck them in a little box in there, and I'm like, if it takes up too much space one day, but literally,
you don't throw them away.
No, if you stack up 25 cards from friends and family,
but hold on.
25 cards will be like this, and honestly, after 5 years, you got like a tiny little box in them.
But what do you do?
Let me tell you something.
What do you keep other shit for?
Let me tell you something. This is what's going to happen to you in 50 years. So, when you've moved on, Ben is going to be going through a box and he's going to be like, why the fuck are there Christmas cards from fucking 2000?
Toss it.
Look at them first, though.
Honestly, because that's what happened to me. And it wasn't even photo cards back then. It was just cards. People signed. I'm like, oh, it's nice. Who's Aunt Janice? Oh, Aunt Janice, great, wonderful.
Let's make one thing.
Scan them and put them in
like for photo. That's
some
why
sort of Christmas.
That's why I think, you know what?
Memory frame.
Either send it digitally, or first of all, we all agree if it's just a plain card, that shit goes in the trash immediately. No one gives a shit. If it's a photo card,
he's right.
If it's a photo card and you want to remember, it's like, that's why I say if it's family, I'm going to keep it. If it's just like random other people, I'll look at it. I'll be like, oh, that's cute.
I still have the picture.
And this is me. And I keep shit.
Maybe I keep them all and make a Christmas blanket out of it.
I still have the cards when Melody was a little baby and stuff.
Yeah, I would hope that. See, because like that means a lot to me, right? But like most people were like, "Yep, toss it."
No, what I do is I always keep. I keep 3 of our own Christmas cards every year.
Wait,
meaning like if I were to send out one of Emmy or then Ben, I keep a couple that way one day. You know what we didn't do them the last year or so? We didn't do it this year. I think I might be off that, unless this weekend.
I find that strange because you have 2 little Rugrats.
Unless
right? Why wouldn't you?
Unless this weekend we go see Santa and take a picture and we print it out. I don't know. It's like mail and
take them all and make a quilt. That's what you do.
So
a Christmas
dumb.
quilt out of cardboard.
Like, it's nice in the moment. You just get rid of them. Like I remember
I know. I honestly spot because you don't want just a pile of nonsense and clutter and mixed in with your bills and everything else that you have on your counter or whatever.
Not to mention,
it's just
the Christmas card.
I feel bad doing it.
I know that there's all these photo websites and people do it. The Christmas card really is becoming a thing of the past. I think of my childhood, and we had these 2 cabinets, these 2 china cabinets that were built into the wall in the corner of my dining room, and they all had little windows, and there were a bunch of little windows, and every window on those 2 cabinets were full. Every year, I used to love putting a little tape on the back and putting
everyone has their own little
we got a new
tradition.
card. I
I'm
can
saying,
put it
what
on
do
the
you do
window.
after
Oh,
that?
we got a card. I can put it on the window. And then it's like afterwards, they come down because they're like a decoration and it's the season's
look at it
over.
Look at it this way. They become outdated. All your other Christmas decorations get put back up, but you're not going to re-put those up. I've seen people do some creative stuff where they almost do like a clothesline with little clothespins and they hang the cards
that's what I do.
and make them decorative and stuff.
My parents just put them around the doorways.
That's what we do. We have
Around the doorways or like a decorative string where they hang them from. You
a
know,
little clothesline with little clothespins that go over the TV.
That's nice for the
shelf.
time being. And then what? Use
Look
that.
at that.
So, hey,
Yes.
yeah, what a beautiful family photo of Rich's family. Garbage.
Yes.
That's the bad part.
I agree with Spot on one
how
thing.
it is. I get it.
I agree with Spot on one thing. If it's a card that's not personalized, let's say it's just like a picture of a reindeer in the front. It's like, hey, from the Wilson family. I'll be like, cool, that's awesome. They bought a 20 pack.
what does that mean,
They bought
really,
a 20
right?
pack of cards for $2 at CVS. If you have a personalized card with your kids, I'll at least
Draw a mustache on them.
draw a mustache on it.
Yeah. Well, thank you for the cards and all the season's greetings and all that. It
Yeah.
does mean a lot. I'm just saying there should be a better solution for when the holiday season's over.
I think the bigger question, based on what you're saying,
Because it means a lot to that person. And then you get it and you might hang it up, you might not. And then you just throw it away. And then I feel bad. And you know why I do that? Like Spot said, just to get rid of the clutter.
well, you and I are the furthest. We're the opposite of
And for
hoarders.
the record, I haven't thrown away my sister's or Chuck's or anybody's yet at all.
I mean, hoarders, right? I mean, it's based on stuff like this. Like, I'm the opposite, where I feel like it's odd that I do keep these because usually I'm just like, gone. Now, here's something along the same vein.
Are we comparing veins now?
Jeez.
This show's really taking a
Yeah.
turn.
I thought I was bad.
See what you did, Spot?
Well, here's an interesting one. Someone said, if a listener that we don't know personally sends us a card to our P.O. box,
And they do.
we look at it,
I gotta go to the
we
PO
admire
box.
it.
We got a lot of shit.
probably throw it out.
Oh, we go
Or Covino keeps a pile thing. You know, the other day Sarah said, do you want me to clean up Covino's little pile of stuff? I'm like, I don't know. I think he keeps it there
I have a little pile of stuff.
because when people
Why my pile of stuff? It's nice and neat. How about that pile of trash?
It's not trash.
How
That's
about
all,
that fucking eyesore over there?
Rich
How about
did
that bird's nest of garbage?
That's not my shit.
You worry about my little neat little pile over here with all my things in a nice little neat pile.
it was like a cookbook there that someone sent you that you're never going to use. So Sarah's like, should I put it somewhere else? Does he want,
But this bothers you, not that?
that's not an eye shot.
But that's not an eyesore? This isn't an eye
He
shot
doesn't-
either.
he
Who's looking at
doesn't-
that?
He doesn't look that way. That's why.
Yeah, who the fuck's looking at my two little books?
I look this way. I don't look where you're looking.
Should I use this as my Christmas card this year?
Yeah, definitely. I won't throw that away, Spot. I don't make that a coaster out of that one. Turn that into a coaster. I'll make 4 of them.
How badass is that?
That's fucking. Who is that guy?
Who is that guy?
Is that a country star?
I don't know. Is that fucking the guy that looks like me with the beard and the hat?
Country.
That's Zach Brown. That's Zach Brown right
Is
there.
that Zach Brown?
Fucking
Man,
awesome.
it's my new
So-
Christmas card.
IRH. So anyway, I'm trying to come up with a better solution to these problems.
I get
There's
it.
no better
you know,
solution than
there's
throwing them
a
out.
there's a solution for something in the same vein.
You feel that way, Spot, but you've never had those. I'm not saying you never had, because you've had beautiful wedding invitations and things like that. But don't you feel, if you like, this is the photo of my child on their first Christmas. You put a lot of love into that design.
And someone's just going to look at it and
Someone's
throw it
gonna
out.
Look at it and throw it away. Get out of here, man. That's wrong. That is wrong. I know we all do it, but it's wrong. There should be a better solution. I'll think of it. The end.
There's something in the same vein that Sarah got, and we haven't put them up yet, but I think it's a great idea. I've seen other people do it. This is I'm not breaking the glass. Some of you probably do it already. For your kids' artwork, they have these cool rotating frames where you just keep putting artwork on top of the other artwork, and they're like designed for like, they're like storage.
I told you about it.
They're storage. Where do you hang them?
I have it in my house. I have it hung up.
I've never seen it. Whereabouts?
I told you about it years ago. Look it up. It's in our records. I told you. I got it for Father's Day a million years ago.
No, I'm saying these are
And
like
you put a new artwork on top of the old
these are
artwork
like
every
these
time.
are like 3 rows of 3 frames, like that you would put on like a display wall. Like you don't display any of this. I'm talking. This is like for display.
I have it displayed. But the one I have, mine's different then. So anyway, the frame I got is when it just opens up, right?
In the living room?
No, in the hallway. So you open it up, and then you could just put. It's only one of the only things I have hung up. And you could put like, let's say Melody made Happy Father's Day, Dad, and she painted this thing. But then she made me something new. I just put something on top of it.
Yeah, this is more the same thing, just a rotation of 9. That way you're like, all right, what could I put? What could I put in the 9 frames? Because every day your kid comes home and they're like, hey,
That's
I drew an octopus for the letter O. And they did some artwork with like buttons or something. You're like, well, what are we going to throw it out? Keep it in a pile? Yeah, if it's cool looking enough, you throw it in one of the rotating frames. Let's see here. That's Chris has some good feedback. What's up, Chris? He said, exactly why I don't do Christmas cards. I'm not paying the money to do this. Print them out, do all this for someone to be like, oh, nice.
You know what? That makes me think of something else too. Like I've been dead set in the back of my mind that Spot continued to finish, not Spot do this because he already started the project, but he never finished it. These new index cards that promote our show. On one side was the QR code of Covino and Rich on Patreon.
I have to
the
redo
flip
them.
side is like the QR code of Covino and Rich on Fox. And it's our times and our schedule. Hey, check us out. Hey, you're at the barbershop. Hey, guys, fucking check us out. Hey, here you go. Ralph's guy. Check this out. But really, I just need one screenshot on my phone of that. So I can always pull it up and be like, here.
Honestly, you don't even need that.
Because people are going to say, hey, thanks.
There's, you know what you need? I can take it a step further. There's like cards or apps or things you can just hold your phone up to someone else's and it transmits the info to them.
Yeah. Oh, I know.
Yeah, I've seen those.
But a screenshot of that would be suffice because you're really paying for something that someone's just going to toss. I think Mitch Hedberg does that bit, right?
I was going to say, yeah, throw this out for me.
You're basically saying, here, throw this out for me. And then if you walk by the nearest garbage can, it's filled with your fucking business card or whatever you're promoting, your pamphlet.
You're thinking that it's the year 2002 and you're at a bar and you want to hand your business card to a girl.
They didn't have QR codes in 2000.
I'm just saying.
I know.
But it's the physical. No one wants the physical anymore. And think about photos on the most simplest level. No one has physical photos anymore.
There's a solution. I'm on it. Oh, man.
You know what also killed the Christmas card?
Maybe you put them on a projector and it shoots out.
You know what killed the Christmas card?
Ceiling.
No, you have drones to live like drones.
You're not missing it, but the bigger point is simple. Social media killed the Christmas card. What did the Christmas card used to indicate or represent?
Here are my kids. Here's another year gone by.
Here's
Look
my
how big
kids.
and ugly they got.
Here's my kids. Look at the last year.
Yeah.
Like, hey, here's a Christmas card of me. Here's a picture of me and my wife with little Sammy, Ingrid, and Michael.
Hold on.
Didn't they get big? And it would always be like, Michael's playing sports now. Ingrid's in a dance class, and little Sammy's doing great in math.
Did we all know one pretentious family that would send like the whole, like it was like a pamphlet, like, have a greetings from another year from the Johnson family. Let me tell you about what's been going on with us.
Third generation
I never minded that.
I thought it was the most douchiest thing
Yo,
ever.
here's what I do.
You wrote a book about your fucking
Here's
life.
a vivid memory I do have, though.
Seem pretty bitter.
My mom, think about this.
I mean,
I think it's very fucking egotistical.
Your family would always have Christmas cards from people that you didn't know because like it was mom's coworker or something like that. So every year my mom would hang up in the doorway these pictures of these kids. Who the fuck are these ugly little kids?
I don't know
Every
that.
year, right? I don't know them. Oh, that's Janice's kids from work. Oh, okay. Every year I would see Janice's kids. Every year. And now when I go home, I still look to see if they're there to see how big and ugly they got.
What if Janice's kids was like a fucking smoke show?
Oh, yeah, but here's the thing. It's like you see the progression like Rich is describing here of like, yeah, this is the year that's gone by. But if you recognize these kids, you see the progression of like when they went from cute little kids to kind of like ugly, awkward teenagers to like ugly adults. Janice's kids now, when I go visit the family, they probably have mustaches.
That's a Hallmark movie. You end up fucking Janice's kid and you get married.
Isn't that beautiful?
Yeah.
I
remember seeing you above my mom's doorway.
Like you return home so broken after like
kids look
whatever.
like this. They're on the Christmas
Like you just
card.
got divorced and you return home to visit your family all like broken down, and then you see the Christmas card like.
No, he meets a girl at a bar and he falls for her, and then he realizes, wait, you're the girl that's been above my doorway since the 80s.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Here's the thing.
Yeah.
Let's say Jordan and I had a child, right?
You should write that.
Yeah.
The wonderment and feeling of creating the Christmas card with the little baby in our family. It's a nice thing. Tell me it's not.
It is.
And you're all proud of it, and you're hoping everyone. Did you get my card?
Oh, you call it
Did you get my card?
Christmas greetings?
Spot fucking throws it away.
What do you go with? What do you go with? Do you go
terrible.
with joy? Do you go with Merry Christmas? Do you go with Happy Holidays? Do you go with like they have all the templates, and I'm always like
Feliz Navidad.
Feliz Navidad.
That's what I'm saying. You put all this thought into it. There's a solution. I'll think of it. I don't know what it is, but I'll think of it.
But here's the thing: I enjoy getting them. First of all, send them within enough time. Like if you send them right after or around Thanksgiving. This way, they arrive for the holiday season decorations. I will keep them up the entire month of December. What else do you want from me? And then once I take my Christmas decorations down,
they get thrown out.
Everything that's reusable goes in the box, and those just go in the trash.
You know,
I've enjoyed them
some are works of art.
Year.
Some are more than that.
He's right though.
Some are more than that. I'm not like like if there's fucking Rudolph in a car, who cares? I'm talking about the pictures and the love that was put into some of these other ones.
There's not much
no
effort
big deal.
put in. The effort nowadays is not much put in. It's like, hey, pick 3 cool pictures of your kids, put them on a template, print them out, and they come to your house in a day. It's not. It's not. I don't know.
Aren't they special to you? You have 3 of everyone that you've made.
Do you want me to-
I have everyone that I've
it's
made.
like archiving your own family.
Do you want me to print you out my Instagram year in review?
The reality, though.
Can I send you a card with my Spotify wrapped on it?
The reality, Covino, is that
Who cares?
social media not ruined it. It just, again, the Christmas card used to be such a.
Instagram killed the holiday card. Instagram
There's your song.
killed the holiday card.
It's relatable.
I'm going to write it tonight.
You got to do a video to it. It'll be huge.
Oh. Only if Rich can go, oh.
Well, no, what if I go, holiday card?
I want Rich to fade away.
Holiday card.
Holiday.
Yes, if you do that. Yeah, I'll do it. I want to do that. Instagram killed the holiday card. Look at that. Just like that.
It did, though, because the updates that you would require, like, hey, what's little Billy and Tammy up to? Oh, you see it every day on my Instagram story, my Facebook page? You don't need it.
What if that goddamn Holderness family beats me to it?
Oh, yeah.
Fuck. If I see that Tony Hawk looking dork singing my song, I'm going to be mad. If I see Tony Hawk and Lori Loughlin singing my holiday kill the Instagram
I used to send cards back in 92.
Yeah. I used to send some holiday cards 92. Bitch ass.
Instagram killed the holiday card.
So, first thought,
Gotta do
because
it.
now we're getting them. We're getting them, right? We're getting them, and you're seeing them, and Spots said it, and I agree. They're nice, still make you smile, but I do feel bad throwing them away. When the holiday's over.
There's an
of
actual
course.
article about what I just said. Social
This is
media.
someone's blog, actually.
Social media is killing the Christmas card.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's terrible.
Honestly, look at the spot. Scroll up for the tier 2 people. That family on the beach.
That's the most typical. And it's always a fucking summer beach photo. But it's like, we get it. You went to the fucking, you went to
Why are you so mad?
OBX for the summer. Congratulations.
That's way mad.
Why are you so
gives a shit
mad?
about
Why are you so mad?
I'm a little angry that it's very
speaking
basic.
I'm speaking for everyone.
It does
I
look
don't
like
think you
something
are.
from
Like, why are you
Sam.
mad that these people had a good family vacation?
No, but who cares about your summer vacation?
People that love them care.
In December.
People that love them care.
I want to see the kids frolicking.
Who do
in
you
the
love?
Snow. I love myself. I want to see and my wife.
Clearly.
I want to see the kids frolicking in the snow. I want to see them sitting on Santa's lap. I want to see something holiday.
But
I don't need.
But I'm saying this picture.
Send me. You know where
this
I saw
picture
this
of
photo?
the
on your Instagram in July.
Agree. That's my point. That's why I think it's unnecessary to send the Christmas card, because this picture of the family on vacation, or here's our trip to Disney. Yeah, I saw it on Facebook and I liked it and probably loved it and said, hey, great time.
People take
When it's on the Christmas card, it's almost a repeat. Covino,
People with
right?
people with kids especially are constantly taking photos, and they're having family photos and doing things, whatever. You mean to tell me you don't have a nice family photo since July and it's December?
Well, that's my
How about
random
fall
thought
photo?
of the day.
Fall's at least a little bit more relevant.
Based on what we're all going through, getting mail and all that stuff right
Well,
now as we speak.
Just know if you send us a Christmas card, like let's say we get a card from like Billy and Aaron Good,
I have a lot of opinions.
we'll
on
look
this.
at it and then Spot will throw it out.
I have a lot of opinion. No, I will. I will look at it and I will hang it up.
It's really nice.
Listeners have sent me. Who sends me their
We
Christmas
should
card every
hang
year?
them up on our wall here so they're displayed.
I guess we could.
Yeah.
You know who sends me a Christmas card every year? Mike Durbin sends it to my house because he knows my address. I hang that up and
I think it's peculiar that he sends like a picture of himself.
with his dog, and I loved it. But it's like
If it wasn't your friend, you'd be like, what the fuck?
anyone that sends me a Christmas card gets put up on display. I have little clothespins and I have space on the line for everyone. Send me a card. I'll hang it up.
That's
for
an
you.
interesting question. Is it thoughtful or is it just like, yo, I'm the man?
It's like if it wasn't a friend of ours and wasn't your boy, you'd be like, this dude sends a Christmas card of him and his dog. If it wasn't someone you admired and
You
liked,
could say it's thoughtful.
if it wasn't a friend that we, if it wasn't a friend, if it wasn't a friend that we
Thoughtful.
liked personally, you'd say that's a weird take.
Thoughtful.
Come on,
Thoughtful.
Rich, if you were
lie.
tell me so let's say you have 3 photos, right?
yeah.
S-hole.
Asshole.
Asshole.
What would those 3 photos be on your Christmas card?
Of my year with the kids, I guess.
So it would be your year. So you would be like,
Well, that's the whole point of the original Christmas card for the family. It was like here before social media to tie the whole conversation together. It was here's a picture of our goofy kids because you haven't seen us in a year because back then there was no Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, anything. So Covino's right. He'd look at that fucking weird family that his mom went to work with, be like, oh, the kid's ears are still big. Oh, there's the family I don't know.
That kid's ears got even bigger. Fuck, poor kid. Who is that kid anyway? I told you, Janice's son. Every year. By the way, my mom hasn't worked with these people. I guarantee you there's a picture of those kids hanging up right now.
you're on the list.
Yeah.
There's a
I
list.
used to get
People
a
have-
Christmas card every year from Robin Quivers.
People have
That
a list.
ended. I guess I got edited off her list.
Holy shit. On a totally unrelated note, my sister and her husband must be losing their mind.
Morocco.
Morocco beat Spain in the World Cup.
Wow.
Like
Idea for me.
my brother-in-law
That's a more rocking story than the one we're talking about.
He might be doing fucking flips right now.
And he doesn't do flips. It's pretty cool.
No, honestly, I bet you I'm gonna call my sister later, and she's probably gonna say Hakeem's happier than he's been since I've known him.
Hakeem's living the dream.
All he cares about is soccer, and he's Moroccan. And he was like, "Well, yeah, they made it to the 16 for the first time since he was a little boy, since he was a kid."
No, it's amazing.
And he's like, "Well, they'll lose to Spain, but hey, what a good run!"
amazing.
Fucking beat Spain.
No, it's really amazing.
What? Little Morocco, little fucking Casablanca.
Little Don the Rock.
Come on, wow. But anyway,
Congrats to Morocco.
the mutant kids on the Christmas card. That was the whole point.
España.
That was the whole.
So Christmas cards, birth
Christmas
announcements.
cards.
What do you do with them? I know some people have zero conscience when it comes to tossing them. I'm not saying I don't toss them. I'm just saying I do feel bad about it. So that's one thought. You know what my dad's family always did during the season?
Like Lonnie said, this is what I say when I open up the envelope to the card. I open it up. I'm like, look at your kids. Oh, nice.
Fuck out of here.
Right in the trash. Oh,
Yeah,
look,
fuck outta here.
look,
cool,
it's
look
so
at this.
big.
You
Oh,
want your
kids got so
family-
big.
Oh, look at this. Oh, Chris
outta
Rucker and his kids. That's really nice
Fuck
picture. Get the
outta
fuck out of
here.
here.
Yeah, but
Oh,
that's
look,
me.
Drew Mack and his little boys and his
Fuck
Aunt
outta
Jennifer.
here.
I'll get a fuck out of here.
As much of a dick as you think I am, that's mean. I feel bad about that. That's not right. That's why there should be a better solution.
Like, oh, this person's showing their age.
Oh,
Fuck
wow.
outta
Look at
here.
this. Wes, Bree, and
So,
their,
yeah,
and,
then
and
why
their
the
son.
fucking
Oh,
send it,
get
right?
out of here.
Fuck out of here.
I don't like that. I don't. Maybe I'm thinking about it too much, but it's sad to me. It really is. It really is. They're little kids, cute little kids. And you're like, yeah, it's not
Honestly,
right.
I want to, yeah. You know what? I think we should normalize, forget just like getting rid of Christmas cards. I think we should normalize sending cards throughout the year. Like Bree said, I want a photo of her and Wes from NASCAR. Like, oh, greetings from NASCAR. I want a photo. I want things throughout the year. Why is just Christmas good enough?
You know what else really went away? I wanted to save this conversation, and I will. I'm not going to harp on it.
Bree's handmade
I'm
cards.
going to write it down
Fuck
just so I
out of
remember.
here.
Remember as a kid, and this goes along with the card, you get a little greeting and a note or an update sometimes, right? Maybe some thought put into it once in a while. Do you remember the feeling of getting a note from the girl that you liked? Like the feeling of it.
Greatest feeling.
Right. Those, like someone writing out how they feel
I have like
about you
I have
or about their
multi-page
day
letters.
and like, hey, yeah. My dad, the reason I thought that is my dad hit up my sister Grace, like, got all these boxes of all your stupid shit in it. Get it out of the house. And my sister Grace was like, oh, those are all like my love notes from high school. And we kept them because you would get a note. You would say, oh my God. It's a note from the person I like.
really,
Those
it's
things are
really,
gone.
it's really a great memory. Well, listen,
But anyway,
think
I
about-
say that for Thursday.
think
But it
about-
goes with the letter that's written and sent.
how often you text the person you're with. if you put all those texts in one long letter form, you do write to your significant other the same as a love letter every day. Just anything you would text. I remember getting notes. I saw one recently. I was cleaning out some old box. I'm like, let me just read an old letter from like a high school girlfriend. Like,
hey, what's up?
Hey, what's up? Hope your day's going good.
I'm in third period right now.
I'm in third period bored right now. Mrs. Johnson's math class really stinks. I can't wait to hang this weekend. Aren't we going out with our friends like to the movies?
I really like
That's
your
cool.
outfit today.
Well, just so you know, I really love you. Love, Jennifer. And it's like, it was really a text message.
But written out and all nice and bubbly and sweet and
like,
folded so
sometimes like a
pretty and
pink or purple like pen folded up like a little football.
That was real love right there.
Years and years worth of cards that Kristen sent me. Notes that Kristen sent me. I keep those.
A note from a girl.
We used to send those back and forth all the time.
Man, the note. Anyway, I digest.
Kyle says it facetiously, probably, or maybe not. He goes, you could, holding the little fucking note, you could feel the fucking love.
Yeah. Feel the love.
You could
opening it up. You're like, oh man, look at her folding skills. Fucking opening it. Oh.
I mean, all right, now if you're new in the dating scene,
notebook paper all frayed on the edges. You're like, fucking love right here.
Let's say you're single again.
Just drew a little happy face in the bottom. Depending on how old you are, it said smile for some reason. Yeah, a weird thing that every kid did. I didn't do that.
There was the equivalent of getting a text from the person you're waiting for a text from.
Yeah.
Might be the closest feeling to passing your girlfriend in the hallway in between like third and fourth period. And like, she's like, hey, gives you a little like,
save it.
A little football.
I wanted to talk about it on Thursday. I'm just saying it goes along with the card. You know, people would put their heart and thoughts into it. Just don't.
All right, well, hold on. If you want to save this for Thursday, because you're so OCD about it, it's got to be on throwback, then everyone here.
Yeah.
When does Throwback Thursday anymore?
It was invented in 2007. I recently saw when Throwback Thursday was invented. The origins of TBT. Well, anyway, if you want to save it for Thursday.
Could do it tomorrow. Way back Wednesday.
No. Throwback Thursday, if you want. Everyone get one letter from an old school girl.
I'm not going to be able to.
And tell your mom to pull one out of the attic and like take a picture
my
of
mom reading that shit.
You're a 45-year-old guy.
Could be some heavy shit in there. And we think I want my mom opening up my little football folded love notes from my girlfriend and says some weird shit in there.
What is it going to say?
Who knows?
This weekend I'm going to eat your ass.
Yeah.
What is it going to say?
I was a freaky deaky little teen boy. I was a horny little teenager.
Hey, Steven, I love you. This weekend when you take me to go see My Father the Hero at the Union Quad, I can't wait to kiss you. Like, what the fuck is the note going to say?
I don't want my mom reading my fucking love notes.
Can't wait to gargle your balls. Like, what is she going to say?
Sorry, what?
Private.
You'd be embarrassed to have your mom open a high school love letter.
Fuck yeah, stay out of my shit. It's my private stuff.
From 35 years
I
ago.
don't give a fuck. That's my stuff.
All right. Well, I have love notes. And if you want on Thursday.
How do you have, like, where, well.
They're right in the next room. I could pull one out right now if you wanted.
No, I'm okay.
All right.
But if I can, I will.
I just know where they are. It's a simple, if you know where they are, it's like I have a tub of old high school.
He has lots of tubs of stuff, this guy. Tubs.
What would you call it?
Fucking bin?
Bins.
Box?
Storage bins. Boxes. Tubs.
I think a storage tub is the right word.
I don't think so. I don't. I noticed you said it like 3 times already.
Tubs are like, you know those.
You search storage tub.
No.
You know what comes up? All the things I'm talking about.
Tubs
Look.
are those round things.
Or storage bin.
You know those round things
or
with
box
handles that you put
Shop
like
at
drinks in?
Target for storage tubs and totes and plastic storage.
Yeah, you're right. Everyone calls it a
Totes.
storage tub.
Totes.
Anyway.
Goats.
Containers.
Containers.
I'm full of brain busters today. So the Christmas
It's not,
cards,
it's not called the tub store. It's called the container store.
all that shit. I have another doozy for you. Ready? This is one for the Vatos, really. But not really, because, you know, white people, they're culture vultures, right? So you could jump on this too, white guys.
What?
You could play along.
I don't jump on my guys.
So today's what they call Taco Tuesday. When was that invented? When did LeBron James invent that?
Was it 3 years ago?
Taco Tuesday!
Okay. Here's the tough question, right? Everybody loves tacos. And for some reason, tacos, I hope it never gets there, but it's become like beer and bacon. Like tacos. Everybody loves tacos. And the more people love and talk about tacos, the more it's like losing its fun and flair. I love tacos. It's like bacon, man. I want tacos on my ice cream. You got taco toppings for my sundae? Everyone's sort of, you know, running with, I love tacos. And it's annoying. But whatever, tacos are great.
To answer your question,
Yeah.
4 years ago.
Taco Tuesday was invented.
Well, because
4
I
years
remember
ago.
when it was. It was when Anthony Davis joined the Lakers. I remember LeBron was doing his taco stuff, and he invited
but
Anthony
that
Davis.
shit existed before LeBron made it a thing. People would say Taco Tuesday.
But you were just saying Taco Tuesday, so I went back to the LeBron when LeBron
so
sort
the
of,
LeBron
yeah.
thing started.
And by the way,
4 years ago.
Anthony Davis now officially has his highest points per game average in his career.
He's in the MVP conversation.
I mean, based on the last 2 weeks.
Hilarious.
But no, 28.5 points a game this year. But yeah, fourth year as a Laker. And that 4 years ago when the Lakers got Anthony Davis, I'm sure it was a thing before that. I'm not arguing that. But Taco Tuesday, LeBron doing that whole thing.
Yeah, that was 4 years.
4
ago.
years ago.
Okay, so everybody loves tacos. I think that was a show on My 9. Everybody loves
On the
tacos.
WB.
And today on a Tuesday, some of you might enjoy some. That's great.
I love tacos.
I think I know what the number 2 answer is after tacos. It's going to be a debate.
It's easy.
Is it easy? Because I think people are going to be like divided on this.
Super easy.
But I know the answer because I thought about it and I'm like,
I mean,
and I crave
can I tell you?
what comes after tacos. No, it's Mexican related though. I'm sticking in the category of Mexican food. If I want to hear your answer just for fun.
Oh, if we're
but-
sticking in tacos, then
yeah, but what was your answer?
I was gonna say pizza.
Oh yeah, no, but I think pizza might be number 1 over tacos.
And to answer your previous question,
yeah.
Taco Tuesday, I do remember having tacos in school on Tuesdays. And I'm not saying it was my high school, but I look back and the trademark.
Carrie High invented
No,
Taco
in the
Tuesday?
80s. So there would be Washington Street School.
Washington
No, they
Street
did not. But however, a trademark for Taco Tuesday was fulfilled in 1989 to give taco restaurants a day to do a cheaper sale of their tacos. 1989, patented by John's Tacos, Taco John's. So 1989.
Are we speaking about like pure Mexican food
Yeah.
or like street Mexican
Like what
food?
is on the tails of tacos right now?
burritos?
I think not. I was thinking
Really?
about it. I think that probably would be the answer, but I'm sold on something I've been thinking about.
Pose your question one more time.
Okay. Everybody loves tacos.
Who doesn't?
Everybody loves tacos.
It's funny.
Right? It's the number 1 league leader in Mexican food. What is number 2 in Mexican food?
I mean,
Right
that's-
on the
the answer's
coattails.
simple.
Because I think we're playing out tacos,
I don't
right?
think taco's the number one answer.
You don't. And as far as Mexican food,
I think if you go to a Mexican restaurant, I think more people get burritos.
I just said burritos.
I think Spot's right.
But what is the best? A burrito? I think
Breakfast
it's
burrito.
I'll tell you because
Breakfast burrito, lunch, dinner.
more
There's
than
different
anything-
styles.
Self-contained.
more than
in
anything.
a wrap.
And it's not necessarily Mexican because it spans through cultures. But I really think the empanada is so underrated and it's so fucking good. And I brought it up the other day because I want to bring
Hold on.
empanadas on Friday to Fox Sports Radio. And I was like, yo, bro, I haven't had an empanada in
Empanadas?
years.
No.
And that shit is bomb. And that shit hits because everyone's like, yeah, tamales, burritos, quesadillas. Empanadas are the shiz, bam, snip, snap, sack. Empanadas are so great that they transcend cultures.
Empanadas.
Lots of cultures have their version of empanadas. A beautiful Mexican empanada. My grandma used to make it with this tangy fucking chopped meat, potatoes inside.
Empanadas.
Ugh.
Here's the thing about empanadas.
You know your sound effects.
That's me salivating.
It sound like a salivating dog.
That was me salivating just at the thought. And it's like, they're so hard to come by. They're so delicious. There's dessert empanadas.
I agree that
Like, everything
if they're-
about them
if
is
they're
so good.
If they're so hard to come by, that's
I
where
don't think they're as so they're steeped in culture, right? They originate in Spain.
It's my mild take. It's my number 2, I
A
think.
lot of different cultures have their own version of an empanada. You know, there's like
I'm inventing something new called Empanada Fridays.
there's Asian style, there's like Filipinos, or like there's South American. So it's a very like spread out thing. So to me,
Yeah, Jamaicans. I mean, all cultures have
Jamaicans,
it. Yeah.
beef
beef patties,
Yeah.
golden crust. To me, the empanada is not signature of the Mexican, and that's where it loses me.
I agree. I feel like they're
Yeah,
more.
yeah,
I feel like they're
I think
more
it is.
South America.
Look, I mean, that's from my mom. she's Mexican. Her mom from Mexico.
I understand
Her
that.
mom made such delicious empanadas.
But it's not
But an
signature.
Argentinian lady friend made them great also.
I don't associate. Well, it's not. I don't.
Well, I do.
Mexican
but
food is
I
not
think
a
that's
empanada.
what gives it more weight too,
It's
though.
more Spanish.
Yeah.
Therefore, the Spanish-speaking countries of Mexico down to South America.
So underrated.
There's a lot of different variations throughout the the Spanish-speaking countries as a result of being an originally a Spanish thing.
I tried. We used
Like
to do
rice.
thirsty empanada Thursdays. Remember that?
That's like saying Mexicans own rice. It's
do.
like rice is.
But they have their own style, bro. Everyone
Right,
in every
but it's-
culture that we talk about had their own style.
It's not signature. Like I think of a taco. A taco is so signature to
that you can't.
The
So then number
Mexican
2 would be
culture.
burrito. That would be
a
the
burrito is so
I'm making
signature.
a I'm making a push
to
for the
Mexican
empanada
culture. A empanada is spread across and
Man. Well,
does
here's
to
my
me
prediction
doesn't think of
based on the thought process. Okay.
Yeah.
Much like anything
Tamales.
overexposed, anything like
enchiladas.
oversaturated, right?
Mhm.
It goes away. Like Fred Durst. He's always my example of oversaturation.
Yeah.
Right? Goes away. Tacos have had a fucking generational run since the beginning of Mexican time. But now it's like so fucking commercialized and put out there, and LeBron James, and before you know it, it's
Right.
going to be like whatever is number 2 is going to be the dude burritos, bro.
Like
Telling you.
I assume
I'm
that's
telling you, because it only things, nothing gold could stay. No one's really talking about bacon and beer the way they did in the early 2000s.
Like your
we
mom.
all love it, but
your mom said. So her family had a very heavy Spanish influence. That's why they were big
because
into
my
empanadas.
grandpa was from
Right.
Spain.
So that's why I'm saying it's not Mexican. It's if you're just going to strictly stick with like this is the next thing in the Mexican
Yeah,
culture.
but that's what Mexican culture is.
Tamales,
it's a mix
bro.
of all that shit.
Tamales. It's Christmas season,
Tamales
bro.
is a great
It's
one.
tamale season.
But if you ask me what I'd want
gonna make
right now,
tamales this year.
right? If you ask me what I want right now after
tamales
tacos on a
this year.
Tuesday, and I'm looking at a plate, there's a burrito there, there's a tamale there, there's a quesadilla there, and there's an empanada. I promise you, I'm going for that empanada.
Do you guys want to do a Mexican Christmas?
Anyway, just a thought because it's a Taco Tuesday.
Like fuck like Christmas regular fucking Christmas food. I'll do tamales.
No, you
I'll
said
do pozole, and
cultural
I'll do-
appropriation.
I'll
Can we all wear sombreros?
and I'll do albondigas.
It's appropriation.
I'll do it. I'll do
only
all the
big,
good
only
shit.
big hat you're wearing is noggin boss.
No, albondigas.
No.
Well, the empanadas are not synonymous with Mexican food. I do feel like no one would
Yes,
ever
they
pass
are
up.
synonymous with Mexican food.
No, I think Spain, like he
Mexican
said.
culture derives from a lot
Name
of
a Mexican,
Spanish
name
stuff.
a Mexican restaurant that serves empanadas, and I'll fucking tell you you're right.
A lot of the
We go to everything from Don Cuco to Viva Pancho
I
to
grew up
tamales.
All right, you're
in a
telling me.
fucking Mexican household. They served empanadas.
Congratulations, bro.
They may not have invented it, but it's very much a part of the culture.
But what I'm saying is, you're asking.
yeah. Well, guess what? They
You're
don't
asking a
serve Polish
question.
sauce at the Mexican restaurant either.
You're asking a question, and then you're telling me about your culture.
But you're wrong in what you're saying. You're saying it's not synonymous. It absolutely is. Maybe it's not proprietary to Mexicans because it's a spread out sort of thing.
You don't see empanadas at a Mexican restaurant.
Because they don't serve them. But they,
That's a very good answer.
no, but
You
if you
don't
go to
see
a
them 'cause
Mexican
they don't
household,
serve them.
you go
Well,
to
yeah.
a Mexican household, there's a great chance that you're getting them.
When you went to Mexico City and visited your glorious family in Mexico City, did they serve you empanadas?
It was all tacos. It was all tacos.
Et voila.
What was number 2?
Viola.
Viola.
Is it burritos? I'm not a big fan.
Burritos
Too big,
number
fat,
one.
and bulky.
No, honestly, a lot of the
Not a
people of a lot of Mexicans or people, cultural people that are chatting right now are saying tamales, tamales, tamales.
Tamales are fantastic. Most people
Tamales.
don't know how to eat them.
I told you the first time I ever ate a tamale, I started eating the husk because I'm like, what is this shit? Oh! Now I know. Yeah,
Yeah,
you cut them open, you put a little sauce on, a little red sauce. Oh, it's so good. I'm going to make them for Christmas this year.
Yes, Spanish brought their culture to Mexico when they settled there. That's pretty much it. So it is part of the culture of most Spanish.
Who are you asking? Are
countries
you
like-
asking a Mexican guy or you're asking a white guy for his opinion?
I'm asking you.
No,
what
I'm
the number
serious.
2
It's
is.
not
I didn't say my answer was right. I'm saying that's my push. If I had a plate and a choice after tacos, And then when you think about what's going to be next, I doubt it's going to be empanadas. Probably would be burritos.
All right. You go
the taco run has had a long run.
All right, so I'll give you an example. When you go to one of these great taco stands out here in LA or one of these Mexican food trucks, tacos, burritos. Quesadillas is easy to eat. Kids like quesadillas. You could do a steak or chicken. It's really just a tortilla, cheese, and a little meat. As far as ease, I feel like it's simple. Tacos, burritos, quesadillas. Everything else, while they may be tastier, I would choose an empanada over all those things. But
well, that's my point.
Name 5 Mexican restaurants in LA. Don Cuco, Tequila. What's the one you go to that there was filmed? The movie's filmed at
Casa Vega.
Casa Vega.
Casa Vega.
All
El
these
Coyote.
places. Green Burrito. Any fast food place. What's the place down the block from here?
Los Pollos Hermanos.
Like the Burrito King. Whatever. All these places that are Mexican fast food or Mexican restaurants. It's always tacos, burritos, quesadillas. Those are the simple Americanized things.
Well, watch when this shit makes
Empanadas-
a comeback. Just like cauliflower, just like Brussels sprouts. Wait, you watch when the empanada
Empanadas-
fucking comes back. 'Cause it's been on my
empanadas,
mind and I want one so bad. You watch. And by the way, when I said to the friends at Fox, yo guys, why don't we bring some empanadas in on Friday? They almost jizzed their pants.
Because
Jizzed their
people
pants.
love
Like,
them,
yeah,
but they're
that's a fucking great idea.
But you're gonna likely
one of the Hispanic guys were like, yo, bro, I got a spot. I'll let you know.
Yeah,
In
but
Culver City.
you know what it is? It's not a Mexican place. It's a Spanish place.
I had a spot in New York.
Empanada Mama in New York
I
City,
hate
for
to break
example.
it to you, but the Mexican culture is a mix of Spanish culture. So it doesn't matter. Like, yeah, big deal. So everyone fucking jizzed their pants because I think everyone's sort of sick of tacos. I'm just telling you where I think the trends are going.
I mean, if you just simply
I'm saying
search,
it's my personal number 2.
if you search the empanada origin, yeah, I mean, I knew you're going to say, of course, Portugal and Spain, and they technically say that they own the empanada.
Okay,
Portugal
bro.
and Spain.
Do you know
and
what
of course,
my mom's maiden name is?
Zapico.
It's Zapico. That's a Spanish name. Do you know where my grandfather lived? In Mexico. The cultures are intertwined. It's no surprise to me that all the other Spanish cultures share in the same thing.
Did I not say this?
Yeah, I get that. But who's denying it? Doesn't make it not a part of the culture.
I'm saying that, but like, there's being part of the culture, and then there's having a signature part of the culture. Like, let's be honest, Mexico owns tacos,
They're the leaders, I would say.
but I'm sure
But they're not the only
But hold on, I'm sure there's
Spanish-speaking.
I'm sure there's like
culture
Argentinian
with
tacos, but you never hear about like Argentinian tacos.
Exactly.
Empanadas are so culturally diverse. Everyone has their own version of it.
You don't
that
think they
it's
should
not-
be more popular then?
They should be.
Yeah.
They're fantastic, but they're not. When you say number 2, to me, they're not signature of the Mexican culture.
So
They're not
is the-
signature. Like when
So
everyone,
which Taco Bell item is the signature one?
I hate fucking Taco Bell. So don't look at me. Talk to him.
The tacarito? What's the one you like? What's it called? The what? That fucking saying. Yeah, at Taco Bell. What's
That
the
I
one you
like?
Yeah, that you like.
oh, I like the cheesy gordita crunch.
Like, did
Yeah,
you
that's
watch?
probably number 2.
Did you watch the Taco Chronicles?
No.
I
No.
did
Yeah.
because I love a good taco. But it's interesting to see, like, even the slightest, every little part of Mexico has their own like style of like cooking.
So then what's your answer? Burrito? I'm cool with that. I was just giving you my answer.
I think
based
honestly,
on my
I'm gonna go with
what are your salivation glands called? Your salivatory glands?
I'm gonna go with the people.
Based on my
say-
salivation.
Tamale. I'm gonna go with the people.
I love them too.
Tamale.
I love them too.
Tamales.
The end. Moving on.
Tamale.
For some reason, this angers Rich, but
no,
you
it
can move on.
doesn't anger me. You asked a question. When I answered, you got mad that I didn't give you the answer you wanted.
You know I love food. So
No, I got
this is right
I
up my alley.
got mad at what you said, which isn't true.
I'm telling you, my
You can tell me your impression. Doesn't mean it's right.
my impression and instinct and the proof of restaurants and fast food and sit down places and everything is that while empanadas are delicious and are probably tied into Mexican culture at home with grandma making them, if you go to a Mexican restaurant in 2022,
Salivary glands.
there is
Say
no
empanada.
Mexican restaurant in 2022 that has empanadas up top on their menu. it's usually designated to more Spanish
You
cuisine.
know why though? I think because a lot of the marketing goes to gringos locos, right? Because most Americans, they love Mexican food. They do. They love the culture. They love the food. And there's a lot of American people who like don't know what it is. They're scared of it. Like your dad.
My
Like,
dad.
oh, I don't know what it is. It's a beautiful fucking pastry filled with little meats and stuff.
Empanadas are my dad's favorite.
These are delicious. But most people are like, oh, I don't know. This is a bras. I don't know.
My dad went to an empanada place.
And then you realize it's fantastic.
When my dad used to work in Queens, he went to an empanada place. He said like multiple days a week for lunch. Like
So
you
good.
get addicted to empanadas.
Well, the next thing then, according to the question, is burrito. As far as marketing and like, man, Burrito Tuesdays, bro.
Burritos don't go anywhere. People love burritos
I'm
because they're
saying
easy to eat.
empanada is
They're
my
easy to
personal.
eat. They're easy to eat on the go. Burritos could be breakfast burritos. They could be anything in a burrito. That's why they're everywhere, right? I mean, this conversation started with, as Jim pointed out, are empanadas synonymous with Mexican food? And that answer is no.
I didn't pose that question.
But you're saying it's their number 2 signature item.
I'm saying to me.
Oh.
Okay, so it's
Yes.
Covino's.
You said
To
but,
me.
But you were saying it's like
No, I even
no-
explained how I know it's universally accepted in all these different cultures. To me, and based on my salivary glands, it's number 2 if I had a choice. What the question was, what do you think is going to be the next one as tacos are overexposed? That would be my answer. I agree it's probably not. So burritos would be the answer.
I'd say so.
Okay, the end.
Burritos.
Telling you, tacos are on a time limit. As much as everybody loves them. People are
I
playing
never
it out.
opt for tacos ever.
See?
I don't. I feel like they're all. Do you ever get tacos though? I don't feel like I would ever opt for a taco. You might say Taco Tuesday, but I will never opt for a taco. If I go to a Mexican restaurant, I'll never get tacos. I will always get something other than tacos.
a true taco is very simple on a corn tortilla. And I feel like most people don't like that.
Yeah, I'll never order tacos.
It's like a true taco is basically a corn tortilla, maybe the double, they do the double. Whatever meat you choose, a little bit of like pico or like some onion and cilantro and a squeeze of lime. That's a taco. And I think people think of like white people taco night when they think of tacos.
The one thing I will say, okay, is a good way to wrap this up is empanadas aren't synonymous enough with solely Mexican foods like burritos, enchiladas, burritos,
in fact, I bet you
tamales.
if you
that
did
it shouldn't even be in the conversation.
if you did a
That's fair. I'm with you on that.
if you did a Steve
since
Harvey-
so many other people own it.
Taco night. We're getting taco shells from the grocery store and ground beef from the grocery store and shredded cheese.
See what
from
you're doing to the taco,
grocery
though?
store
That's why it's
and
going away.
Ortega sauce
That's why
from
it's
the
being
grocery-
ruined.
People have been doing this for
White people
generations. Why make it seem like
taco
tacos are the
night.
rage?
They are the fucking rage.
No, but I'm saying like you had taco nights when you were 10.
Yeah, but people are ruining it.
No, but he had
Yeah.
actual taco nights.
No, I think if you did a Steve Harvey, I think to wrap it up, if you did a
White
Steve
people
Harvey,
taco nights.
100 people on the streets survey says, what are empanadas synonymous with? What cuisine? I think more than half the people would easily say like, oh, like at a Spanish. Well, where would you get empanadas? And I think most people would say at a Spanish restaurant or takeout place. I don't think many people would say, oh, empanadas.
What's a Spanish restaurant? When's the last time you went to a Spanish restaurant?
Last time I was in New York.
Spanish, just Spanish.
Yeah.
From
The Spanish
Spain.
tavern.
Yeah,
Yeah.
on Route 22.
22.
It's the only fucking one I know.
Honestly, in Spanish class, we went there once.
What Spanish
It was the
restaurant
most-
you went to? European, straight to
And that's-
Spain cuisine.
And honestly,
Like places like in Hell's Kitchen, there's like Spanish food restaurants.
so
Like places that
few
have
and far
what people
between.
don't realize, I think when people hear Spanish food, they think, oh, it's going to be so like robust and flavorful and spicy and all that. Spanish food is actually very like more neutral in flavor than you think. I mean, it's not, it does have flavor, but it's like, it's less of that. People think that Mexican craziness, a lot of like saffron and
Anyway,
fish.
You're taking my simple question.
And-
You're making it way more difficult. I'm just saying,
I
what
love
would
it.
the number,
Yeah.
if tacos didn't exist, what would we replace it with?
burritos.
Okay, then that's the answer. And I accept that. But all I'm
No,
saying
tamales.
is it's not my number 2.
Tamales.
There at the end.
Tamales.
I accept that. I accept that completely.
That being said, Are we getting empanadas this week? Because now I want them.
Yes, that's my point. I wanted to get them on Friday.
Oh, Rich isn't going to be here, though.
You're not.
No, I'm gone.
When
You
are
can
you
get
leaving?
'em.
When are you leaving?
Today.
Fuck that. I ain't getting them just for no reason. Then.
Empanada Tuesday.
Get them next week.
Nah, I'll have to wait a week.
Get them next week. Yeah, a lot of areas don't have Spanish restaurants.
I only know of one.
Well, I mean, again, depending on where you grew up, right?
Yeah, we grew up. I'm talking, New York and New Jersey.
I mean, New York's one of those rare cities that has a ton of restaurants for every culture and every ethnicity. So,
I feel like they're gonna make a push because not enough people are aware of them. So people are like,
yeah, I would
these
hope so.
empanadas are fantastic. I guess it takes Taco Bell to throw them out there. And I only have seen them like as dessert items on fast food menus.
Yeah, it's usually
Right,
like
little apples inside.
a little apple empanada, little treat.
But thank you guys. Anyway, on the Taco Tuesday, I was just thinking about it because I really wanted some empanadas. And by the way, on a side note, like something maybe you could relate to, when your culture kind of dies, like the only one making empanadas was my grandma. I haven't had a fucking really dope empanada in forever.
Does your mom have your grandmother's empanada?
Fuck no, dude.
Okay.
My mom makes pepper steak and
I was going to ask, does she have the
In
recipe?
London
I'll
broil.
make it for you.
nah. So I was thinking about that, man.
I'm gonna
I
make
would
empanadas.
love one of those, man.
For our Mexican Christmas. Tamales, pozole,
He's really pushing this Mexican Christmas
albondigas,
thing.
and empanadas.
I think I'm in, Spot. I think I'm in for the
Let's do
Mexican
it.
Christmas.
Fuck American food. It's boring.
I'll be honest, Spot mate. That's the one point you made that I like.
Can I tell you something?
I like I think for Christmas, what would you rather sit down and have like turkey, ham, or chicken with like veggies and sides, or would you rather like, let's do up a fucking great Mexican Christmas?
I went on a date recently with an Israeli person, and we were talking about food. He's really into food and cooking. Yes, he. And I asked him, like, oh, what do you think of when you hear like about America? What do you think about like what's the signature food of America?
Chicken fingers.
And he was like, because Israeli culture has a lot of like signature food, and he said bacon and cheese. So that's what other countries think our signature food is.
I saw a meme that said
Bacon and cheese.
I saw a meme that said this is what other countries think of us, and it's Ronald McDonald holding a gun.
Pretty much.
I saw that. I was like, is that true?
So
I think of hamburgers and dogs and stuff like that.
no, bacon and cheese. We
Yeah,
put
hamburgers, hot dogs, French fries.
We put bacon and cheese on everything,
Yeah.
according to other countries.
All right, now can we get to the yams?
Can we get to the yams?
Sweet yams.
All right, let's see. Let's move on from
Moving on.
empanadas.
Yeah,
I know,
it was just a simple thought. You need to fight me on it. Anyway. I mean, it was a really dumb thought. I'm just thinking tacos had to run.
I think you just get so argumentative that something simple got. I was like, I think most people don't associate empanadas with Mexican food, and unfortunately, empanadas are delicious. I wish there was more. I think the answer is also we don't know where to get empanadas here.
Yeah, but I had already
That's also-
expressed that and explained that. Did I not bring up Jamaican meat pies and fucking every call? I already said all that.
But I think the answer to your question is, well, they should be more popular because the first thought was, man, I would love to have empanadas.
That's what I'm
You're in
saying.
Southern California, and we don't know where to get empanadas.
I'm looking up.
There should be, but I'm saying like, based on what Covino's saying, and I agree, empanadas are delicious. You should be able to get them anywhere, but I couldn't even tell you right now.
I agree.
If I told you, Covino, you have 1 hour to find me empanadas, and you can't go
wouldn't know where to
go to like Grubhub or somewhere and look
Let's
up
see.
shit.
Nona's Empanadas.
How far away is that?
That's in Beverly Grove, so that's in Hollywood over the Empanada Place. I don't know where that is. Oh, but see, look, Argentine.
That's fine. I don't care. I don't care where they're from.
They're in Argentinian restaurants.
That's
All three of them.
These are all in like Hollywood.
They're all Hollywood Argentinian places.
Yeah, because they're trying to corner the market.
Tell
They're like,
Mexican,
Mexicans got the tacos.
tell Mexican people to step it up then. All right,
We're gonna-
move
Oh.
along.
Here's a place in Van Nuys.
Pow's Pastries.
House Pastries and Cafe. Empanadas, sandwiches, 4.5 stars.
There you go. You found the new spot to go
Thank
to
you.
today.
I'll figure it out.
Oh, look at
Figure it
that.
out.
Ooh, look at that.
Continue.
Okay, so
Proceed
with the
Borophyll, please.
Oh, look at these empanadas.
All right, we've had enough empanadas. Jesus Christ.
You know what? I'm going to get into the rando news since it's getting late early. Maybe we can get some updates and get it out of the way. I'm not saying we're wrapping up the show. It's 10:30 already.
Okay.
fucking jerking off about empanadas.
I'm not the guy.
We used to do.
You know what this is? Just leads. If you guys don't open an empanada food truck together, then this conversation was meaningless.
We used to do empanada.
Maybe an empanada food truck is what this conversation. You talk about your next big ideas. We all agree. We're lacking empanadas. Fucking do it.
That's really it, Rich. And that's why I crave it, right? You want what you can't have.
We're all craving. That's what I said. If you think this is not how people think, you know how most of the best ideas start? Man, I really want this, but I can't find it. If that person has enough gusto and enough fucking ambition.
Should be a truck. You're right.
Like if someone said, like, look at Shark Tank. A lot of times, how do people come up with their items? Well, you know what? I was looking for this, and there was no solution to what I was looking for, so I created this. My buddy Chris with the Santa's mailbox. Hey, I wanted my kid to think he could send a letter to Santa, but hey, what if how cool would it be if it could actually disappear via like a magic trick? Oh, I should invent that. That's how people come up with shit. We're all saying there's not enough empanadas. Let's all shut the fuck up and go get an empanada truck together.
Let's do it.
Spot, you know how to cook?
I will. I told you.
We'll freelance pay some old Argentinian or Mexican lady.
I'll do a pilgrimage to Mexico and find the best dough recipe.
Like when Larry David wanted to open a coffee shop.
Recipe so that we could open up the truck.
I said that.
But you think my Tita wrote down a recipe? Out of here.
She just did it by feel.
Yeah.
Well, no, listen, what did Larry do? When Larry wanted to open Latte Larry's, he just made sure he had to get the best beans. We just need one old Argentinian or Mexican woman to be like, "It is my recipe." And like, we'll be like, "You're in. Come on." That's all we need.
That'd be great. All right, Spot. Rando news, make it quick because we do have other things we want to talk about.
Please, I know. I had a million things on my list.
The rest is
on
Rich's
Rich.
stories right after this.
All right, Rando news.
Quick.
Yams.
Can I get to the yams? Sweet yams.
Stop.
Rest in peace, Kirstie Alley. 71, colon cancer. Here's where my thoughts went. Man, it's amazing how everyone cares about you 1 minute. I knew she wasn't the beacon of health, but I didn't realize she was that sick.
Yeah.
Right? All of a sudden, no one cares, and she's dead now. Wasn't she just on Dancing with the Stars, which feels like 5 years ago, probably 15 years ago?
Probably was 15
71. Years ago. Rest in peace. Everybody loved her. Everybody loved Kirstie Alley in the 80s.
Yeah.
Look who's talking.
And she's dead, and it's like, oh yeah, remember we used to love that lady?
Cheers.
Seriously, like that's how I feel about it. And I'm not saying, hey, maybe I wasn't on the Kirstie Alley updates and I wasn't getting the Google alerts, but it's like everybody loved Kirstie Alley from TV to movies. She died, and it's like, where was everyone caring about her in the past fucking 5-10 years?
I'm not laughing. I'm not laughing at the demise of Kirstie Alley. When Spot said, "Look who's talking," I forgot that was one of her movies, and I thought he was referencing you, like, "Look who's talking." And I'm like, it's like, Covino, does he not show love for Kirstie Alley? Look who's
it's
talking.
just amazing how fleeting and fickle fame and life is. It's like,
dumb.
You know, you're on top of the world 1 minute.
We all forgot about Kirstie Alley.
We
Look
did.
who's talking.
I'm telling you, we all forgot about Kirstie Alley. At least that's my feeling.
I feel like she probably had cancer and disappeared for a while.
Yeah, that's sad.
I mean, it's sad. It's always sad.
A lot of she kept her cancer private. A lot of people, like much like
Summer School. I loved Summer School with Mark Harmon.
Much like the late great Norm Macdonald.
Loverboy. Love that movie.
Norm Macdonald kept his cancer very quiet and secretive amongst even his friends and family. So, hey, a lot of times, listen, if people are suffering and something's killing them.
Rich, big fan of Veronica's Closet.
There is a
Chadwick Boseman.
There is a sentiment that some of these people say, "Hey, listen, I don't want it to be public news," and then they die, and you're like, "Wow, they didn't." That was the story with Norm Macdonald. All his friends and family felt bad, like, "I guess he told everyone but me." And then once they started talking, it was like, "No, he told no one."
This is about Kirstie Alley.
I didn't realize she was on the Masked Singer most recently.
Well, no, you know what else I got thinking about is like how everyone just was more concerned about her being fat.
Right.
Really, that was it.
Yeah, people are rude.
How rude the public was to her. No wonder she wanted to dip away. Because think of all the backlash that she got throughout the years too. Everybody loved her.
Oh, the cancer
beautiful
was recent.
and funny.
I didn't realize that.
America's sweetheart. She got fat. No one cared about her anymore. She became the punchline. Oh, she's on Dancing with the Stars. We like her again. She lost weight. Then we forgot about her because she was sick. Now she's dead at 71.
Wow.
I mean, she had a great life. That was the thought process I had. 'Cause I'm like, oh, wow. 71. That's my parent. That's your dad's age.
Yeah, John Travolta, among others, paid tribute to Kirstie Alley.
Oh, see, so sudden development and spread quickly. Either way, you haven't heard shit about Kirstie Alley. At least I haven't in years. And that's my public perception. I could be way wrong about that. That's just how I feel. Brady.
Damn.
Tom Brady.
She was a big Scientologist.
See, there you go, bringing up the weight again. Tom Brady.
She was an average size Scientologist, but
scored 2 tutties in the last 3 minutes of the game for his 44th comeback, which breaks, I believe, Peyton Manning's record. But what a comeback. And then they almost didn't get that last touchdown because of a penalty.
Yeah.
And then he still got it, right? So I was like, fucking A. And then prior to that game, he had an encounter with Aaron Judge, and they embraced and shook hands, and he made a joke about, why don't you playing tight end for us tonight? And they laughed it off. But it was amazing to see how Aaron Judge didn't look that big compared to Tom Brady.
Tom Brady's a big boy.
Right? Wow. Either way, that was a cool encounter and a big win, a nice win for Tom Brady. They're now 500. Buccaneers 17. Saints 16.
I just still don't think that team's very good.
No. I mean, but it was a nice win.
You know what should be an interesting game? And I'm sure we'll talk about it today later on Fox more in depth when we get more into sports. Tom Brady and this struggling team.
It's more about the Brady magic that you question, but he proved is still there.
Yeah. I mean, the guys, they looked awful for 3.5 quarters.
But then you see him put it in high gear.
3 minutes, they get it done. And you see him wishing his daughter a happy birthday after the game. Yeah. And he's looking all handsome. I noticed his camouflage hat you hate.
I don't like that hat on him. It's like the new era of,
like the digital camo hat.
Yeah, Tom Brady. Doesn't work because this has been a struggling year. Yeah. I associate that hat with like 500 football.
It was his second biggest comeback in the fourth quarter. Second only to the Super Bowl when the Falcons, obviously.
That was ridiculous.
Blew it.
Speaking of yams, right? Sweet yams.
But the Tom Brady thing, next week should be a very interesting game because the Niners are throwing out their their rookie quarterback, Brock Purdy, who is, when you look at the stats, like when you line up Brock Purdy and Tom Brady side by side, age, accolades, everything, it really is the most wild, unbalanced comparison ever. But the 49ers have a great team, great defense, and Tom Brady it seems like he's all they have in Tampa. Do you think they're going to score on the 49ers defense the way they looked offensively last night?
No, I don't. I really don't. But he says he's up for the challenge. He was excited about it, and he was in great spirits. It looked like old Tom Brady.
Yeah.
Not old. Like, looked like old Tom Brady
last night.
He looked handsome. He was smiling. He was pumped about it. So that was a nice Monday night victory.
You think the 49ers wipe the floor with them next week?
Yeah, I do.
They're only 3-point favorites because it's the rookie quarterback. I think the Niners might murder them.
If the Buccaneers prove otherwise, that'd be a cool story.
Get your bets in now. It's only 3. It's Niners -3.
But did you hear that, guys, for you non-football fans?
Yes.
2 tutties in the last 3 minutes.
Tutties, yo.
Like, talk about stepping on the pedal. It was pretty dope. And you knew it. Like, I'm like, man, he's going to fucking do this. This is great. It was cool. Can I get to the yams?
What's that from?
I don't know. It's a trend on TikTok. Sweet yams. Linda Carter was trending. And I'm always intrigued because, your family plants little seeds. Like, she's Mexican,
Fetty Wap.
You have it? The Fetty Wap? It's just a trend on TikTok.
Maybe I agree with Jeremy who hit us up. You think Tom Brady was just happy that he's now once again the most handsome active quarterback? Jimmy G out. Tom Brady's like, huh?
Can I get to the sweet yams? Show me the way.
I got bills to pay.
Can I get to the yams? Sweet yams.
Fuck, we get to the yams?
I am. Linda Carter was trending. And like I said, there's a weird pride. Like, hey, Jenna Ortega, Wednesday. The number one show that's breaking all records. She's Mexican,
She's great.
People love to be proud of
Yeah,
You know she's Mexican. Of whatever the
I don't,
culture
have
is.
I don't have any of that, unfortunately, but I get it. But other cultures,
But like if
course she's
Filipino, right?
Mexican.
Like if I'm sure every Filipino loves the fact that anytime some Filipino person's doing it, they're Filipino, it's just
Ortega's the
just
staple.
how it is.
Ortega's the staple of a good taco night.
she's actually 3/4 Mexican. She's part Puerto Rican as well, but she owns her Mexican side. She's slaying it right now. Anyway,
It's great.
you know, my family's always planted those seeds too, and I always like to, make the people proud as well. So that's why I lead with that. It's clear that I'm white and I'm half Italian or whatever else I am. My last name's Covino, but I like to be part of that vibe. Linda Carter was always like, and she's Mexican? She's Mexican,
Did you know that?
Because a lot of people just associate Mexican people with migrant workers. So you got a beautiful Wonder Woman. Like, she's Mexican, right? She was trending today.
Linda Carter was Miss World.
Bro, talk about the yams, the sweet, sweet yams. She is gorgeous.
I didn't know she was Miss World.
As a kid, she's pretty. But when you look from an adult perspective, you can say like, yeah, man. She had those sweet yams. Beautiful.
Linda Carter, the same age as Kirstie Alley. And my dad, 71.
So I'm like, why is she trending? And here's the only fucking nugget of it. Because anytime I see someone trending, I'm like, did they die? Why is she trending? And it's simple. She's beautiful. And like a lot of the feedback is anytime Linda Carter's trending, my day gets better. Because you see all these pictures of her and her sweet yams throughout the years. Right? And it's simply because someone was like, who's your Wonder Woman? And it's not a new argument or debate, but it was like Linda Carter or Gal Gadot. Gal Gadot. Right?
It's Gal Gadot.
Gal Gadot.
Gal Gadot.
And clearly Gal Gadot has a current advantage with the cool new outfit, and she's beautiful as well.
Gal Gadot.
But I like Linda Carter's take on it. Like, she actually responded. 71-year-old Linda Carter said, hey, I woke up today and I was trending.
She's very active on the Twitter.
Which in itself is like kind of interesting. Yeah. And I like her take on it. She just simply said, I see my name is trending today. 71 years old. She goes, so I'm going to take this opportunity to say, number one, Gal Gadot and I are part of a great sisterhood. And I'm so proud of her. No need to choose one Wonder Woman. Bam. Get to the yams now. And let's see more Linda Carter. Just props. She also says, number two, vote Warnock.
Who's Warnock?
Ron Warnock, my uncle's friend from Union, New Jersey.
Probably. That's probably who she's talking about.
I think that's who she's talking about.
The Georgia.
No, Warnock Dodge on the East Coast.
Warnock's the guy that runs against Herschel
dealership.
Walker.
Oh, geez.
Yeah. No, actually, I knew that. I saw that this morning. But since she was trending, and because I like that she was like, yeah, what the fuck? I'm putting an end to this. That's something that Michael Jordan could have ended years ago, but did not. You know what I mean? Like, hey, man, we're different generations. I love this guy. He's great. I was great. The end.
Just when you think those conversations are done,
they're not. They're never done. They're never done.
I say that because look at, who was it? Hold on.
But Linda Carter, I thought, handled it, and I'm sure she's handled it many times, but perfectly. It's like, she's the one. She's basically saying, like, I'm an old lady now. She's doing a great job, and I'm proud that she's keeping the legacy. I can't do it. I'm 71 years old. And by the way, beautiful 71-year-old woman.
I think I saw.
That's called aging gracefully.
It was like putting the Spider-Mans against each other. It's like they each had their own
strengths and weaknesses.
Just like the Supermans, just like the Batmans. It's like everyone had their own spin on it. Were there better ones? Yes. But it's like
yeah, but Linda Carter has those sweet yams, bro.
She had the sweet yams. Like Linda Carter said, they're part of a sisterhood.
Yeah.
They're part of a franchise. It's like
very underrated though, bro. Every time we bring up Christy Brinkley or someone like that, you got to bring up the yams of Linda Carter. I'm serious.
I mean,
anytime you bring up someone from the past, how many people bring up Linda Carter? Not that many, but everybody knows. Everybody knows.
I feel like she kind of laid low after Wonder Woman.
Yeah, but we're here to remind you.
I saw something
today.
You talked about Michael Jordan, the tired Jordan LeBron debate.
Yeah.
I saw Draymond Green make a really great case for LeBron. Did you see that recently?
Mm-mm.
Draymond was like, Michael Jordan never carried terrible teams the way LeBron did. He talks about how LeBron came in the league 2 years later, from 03 to 05. He became the best player in the league, and up until like a year ago or so, he was still considered. He was still considered
the worst team a contender.
Michael Jordan did.
Michael Jordan couldn't do that.
No,
that's a really great.
And he goes, within 2 years, LeBron James was in the NBA final. He was in the NBA finals like right away.
You could say Jordan made everyone a little better. I don't know,
but he was saying that he goes, LeBron James came in the league within a year or so. He was the best player, and until maybe a year ago or so, when he's like getting a little older now, he was like the best player for over a decade easily. And he said that, he carried terrible teams. And he also said something like Jordan took a break in between. He had like Draymond, believe it or not, made a really interesting LeBron argument. He goes, LeBron James arguably beat the best team of all time, which he did. Remember the Warriors that won 73 games? He goes, we're not even mad about that. Him and Steph and everyone agreed. LeBron James
was that good.
Yeah.
You know what? But here's my takeaway, and we can move on. Those yams.
Yeah.
No, we can all be great. Like Lisa said, we can all be great. Class act. And our competitive nature and desire to win. Even my instinct, if you brought up I don't know, the next up and comer, like, fuck that guy. That's my instinct. But my real answer and the way I want to be and the way I strive to be is that. Yeah, we can all be great. Yeah, I wish them the best. Try to do that. I try to lead that way. But it's good to see. It's nice to see. Michael Jordan could put it all to rest. He never did.
Nope.
I mean, I've heard some clips where he has said kind of nice things like that. Anyway, props to Linda Carter. She was trending. Aaron Judge, speaking of, he had that cool encounter with, it really is so fucking cool, dude. When you see two greats, worlds colliding, the mutual respect, that's really what it comes down to. I respect you. You're fucking awesome. No, you're fucking awesome. I love you. Props. They embraced.
It was a cool moment.
Encounter. It was a cool moment.
I agreed. I thought the same thing you said. I agreed. I was like, man, Tom Brady's pretty big. I thought Aaron Judge would tower over him.
Aaron Judge is a monster. Was it like maybe an angle or something? Because Tom Brady looks
he was wearing cleats.
Yeah, I knew.
But also keep in mind, Tom Brady's not 5'10".
No,
Tom Brady's like 6'3", 6. Yeah, he's got.
But his 6'4" in the uniform looked as big as fucking. Look, like you have to realize how big Aaron Judge is.
Spot. You don't think Tom Brady looks bigger than you would think?
Yeah.
Considering Aaron Judge is,
that's got to be a platform.
Very cool to see. People with mutual respect. It's just
like
always
if you
nice.
zoom out.
Anyway,
he's standing on one of how Tom Cruise stands on like
a box.
box. Yeah. If you zoom out, Brady's on a box.
Tom Brady's 6'4".
Yeah, he's no chump, right?
6'4", and what is he? 6'8",
7,
9, 6'7".
Yeah, so that's okay. That makes sense.
So Aaron Judge, a lot of speculation on where he's going to play. He's Time Magazine's Athlete of the Year.
I would just watch this over and over again.
And I'm not talking about these yams, but I was talking about Linda Carter. So
sweet yams.
Does that hold any weight to you at all anymore? Those sort of accolades? But I'm just throwing it out there. That's the random news of the day. Time Magazine Athlete of the Year.
Those things mean nothing.
As a fan of him, a fan of his, and a Yankees fan, good, man. I'm happy. But I don't know what that means anymore. I have no idea what that means anymore. I'll tell you what, it means nothing to a young person. A young person, like Time, what the fuck is that? What's a magazine?
Yeah, not like being on the cover of Rolling Stone, being People Magazine's sexiest person of the year. Those things don't have...
What's a magazine?
They don't have any clout to me, truthfully.
But, it's still an honor because I like the guy, and it's a story, and it's trending, so there it is. And that's the rando news of the day. Rich Davis, back to story time.
If you want to go news alerts, can I throw a couple in that aren't necessarily conversations? They are more news alerts. You just said
yams.
After yams. Aaron Rodgers, Aaron Judge.
Sweet yams.
Sweet yams.
I got bills to pay.
Bills to pay. Get to the yams. The sweet yams.
What does seeing the yams have to do with paying the bills?
Oh.
Well, he's got bills to pay. He wants to see. When you say yams, you talk about titties or legs? Or legs?
Yams?
Aren't yams legs? Like her.
So it's like she's like playing hard to get. He's about to leave for work. She's playing hard to get. He's like, just do it already so I can fucking go to work and make the yams. Or I got bills to pay, so let me see your sweet yams. There it is. It's a story.
I don't know. Something you said yesterday that is interesting is it's not going to happen. Well, I mean, you could say, is this
Baker Mayfield?
No, but is this a case of it's one of two things? Is it honesty or is it the ultimate decoy? Because if you know anything about the way the waiver wire works in the NFL or any sport, the best spot, the worst teams get the first pick at a guy. When a team, it's like the draft. Yeah, sort of. When a team releases a guy, like, hey, we don't want him anymore, but
sounds like my weekend.
When you release a guy,
and you release an Israeli guy. I mean,
when you release a guy,
quarterback of the Panthers.
When a guy gets released,
when you release a Baker,
when a guy gets released, the worst teams have the first opportunity to pick him up off the waiver wire. Now, with that said, the Niners are number 20-something on the list. So 20-something teams would have to say, yeah, no thanks on Baker before the Niners would have the opportunity to get him. Now, Kyle Shanahan saying, yeah, that's not part of our plan, and dismissing it. Is that truthful? Like, yeah, we're going with Purdy and we got Josh Johnson and we're happy. Or is it,
Steven, never let your left hand know what your right hand is doing.
Is that
why would he give up his hand?
No, because what I'm saying is if Kyle Shanahan said,
that takes less urgency away from other teams that might want to cock block.
But what I'm saying is if
he wouldn't say it. And he wouldn't want to put that doubt in Purdy's mind, or you know what I mean? He just wouldn't say it.
If he doesn't want it in Purdy's mind, but also
he's Purdy.
If Baker Mayfield if they said, well, you know what? Man, Baker could be the solutions for us here in San Francisco. Crossing our fingers. One of those 20 teams, just to fuck the 49ers, would bite the bullet and pay this guy and pick him up or do something, right? If the Niners seem apathetic, then other teams might say, we don't need him. So I think it's strategic, to be honest. I think Kyle Shanahan was acting.
Strategic.
I think he was acting. I don't think they're not sold on Purdy. We'll see how he does. But I really do think that the idea of having Baker as a backup, at least, they're not going to let, as your mom said, right hand let you know what the left is doing. This is not the case. And did you see Rolando?
So like the stranger?
Not Rolando. Ronaldo. Why did I say Rolando? Not our listener, Rolando. Ronaldo.
Ronaldo.
Is this true? Did I read fake news? Did I read fake news that he might play for a Saudi team and make over $100 million a year? Like something absurd.
Like that, yeah.
Rolando.
He's making like
Ronaldo.
Something like he's making millions of dollars a week for this team.
But
for something astronomical.
Never seen before. The numbers they're talking about, I really can't even find the article.
But I think it's only for 2 years.
But it's like $100 million.
Yeah, it's something ridiculous. But man, there's people. There's these oil tycoons in the Middle East that they say are worth over trillions of dollars.
So for them to be like, I want Ronaldo.
Yeah. Like
nothing.
They're trillionaires in the Middle East. That's how rich these people are.
Oh, yeah.
So, I mean, how could you be surprised that they're able to say, like, yes, I want you to play.
And
I give you $200 billion.
And to back up my previous point, Cliff, what up, Cliff? He agrees. He goes, no GM or coach could ever truly tell the press the truth in a press conference. Why would you ever give up your hand? Ever.
Never.
So
it'd be a bad strategy.
Absolutely. So I saw that Ronaldo going to make he's going to make more than, I think someone said was it 200 million? Is that why it was such a ridiculous number?
Just Google it.
I tried. Hold on.
I mean, no matter how many times you ask me, I'm not going to figure it out.
200 million. They were saying something like it's.
But you're right, because I did read it, but I didn't.
Oh, yeah. Ronaldo could make $200 million a year.
200 a year.
$200 million.
But I saw the weekly breakdown, too, and I was like, what?
The contract will.
I saw it per week somewhere.
Here he goes. If the rumors are true, Ronaldo will sign with Al Nassr worth $200 million a year. And they're saying Cristiano Ronaldo would make more than a lot of teams in professional sports in the U.S. He alone would make more than many teams' payrolls.
And you got to take that. I'm sorry. Here's why you got to take that. Generational wealth. Like, he can come back to his country and buy his own teams. Like, how could he not?
2 years, he'd make $400 million.
Yeah, how could he not
$500
do
million?
that?
Come on.
How could he not do that? He has to.
The other story I saw, there's an international story that I think is crazy. Did you see what's going on in Indonesia?
Oh, is it House of Pancakes? Oh, sorry.
Yeah, not an international House of Pancakes story.
I heard they were going to discontinue the boysenberry.
I would protest that. I never use it, but you know what I do?
Back to your international
I
story.
never use the boysenberry, but I'll take a spoonful. If you don't sample the syrups at IHOP, did you really go to IHOP?
Pancakes.
If you don't sample one spoonful of all the IHOP syrups, is there a point of even going? Butter pecan, strawberry, but I'll go with the old fashioned. So there's a story out of Indonesia that is fucking insane. I thought it was fake. Sarah sent it to me. I'm like, there's no way this is real. Indonesia has banned sex outside of marriage. Parliament passed a new code, and this is the truth. Indonesian lawmakers unanimously passed a sweeping new criminal code that criminalizes sex outside of marriage. And now people are protesting, obviously, human rights and freedoms in Southeast Asia. The new code, which applies to, this is the important part, not only its citizens, but foreign residents and tourists. So you could be in major trouble if you went to Indonesia and made love to someone you were not married to. Now, you might say, why am I going to go to Indonesia? Bali. There's vacation, big touristy spots that are...
We were planning a trip to Bali.
You know, that you're looking at it now? Do you think you'd go somewhere where sex is at banned? Because what, God forbid, you in Jordan or somewhere and like someone would go, oh, they were having sex. Oh, Covino's behind bars. I'm innocent. Like, would you even touch a country like that?
No. Nope.
You end up like fucking Brittany Griner in a fucking colony working 20 hours a day.
Yep.
Because you had sex.
It's wild. What was the reasoning though?
I guess
overpopulation or something? Moral values?
I don't think it's a population thing.
Religious
I think it's the regime in charge is throwing down some old school religious shit. It's radicalized.
Radicalized.
Paul said Indonesia, very radicalized these days.
There it is then.
So, I mean,
getting to the yams.
So what if they have cameras in your room or something? It's like, oh, there they are. You don't know.
Are they checking it?
Just saying. Hot girls in Tulum are staying in Tulum. No one's going to Bali. Later, Bali. No yams in Bali, bro.
Not in Indonesia.
So, Indonesia. Cross that off your list of places to go. I think I could go on a vacation and not have sex. But what's the point? What's the point of going to a place where you'd be like, really? If we have sex, like we're arrested if they catch us or find out? But how would they find out? But still, do you want to even take those chances?
Consider me an outlaw.
I mean, come on. You don't want, who wants, you can't even joke in places like that. I do like the
Rich is wanted in Indonesia.
Yeah. So, hey, have at it.
That's your rando news.
Yeah, for the most part. I have to do an event. It's so weird. You ever find yourself in these weird scenarios where, especially like you work on Ozzy's Boneyard, right? For Sirius XM?
I sure do. Every Saturday and Sunday morning.
I thought the funniest thing you said was you spent all day on your Saturday Ozzy's Boneyard show, like saying, "No, today's my dad's birthday," and you didn't realize it was Ozzy's birthday.
Yeah, I did. I wished my dad a happy birthday 3 times.
On Ozzy's Boneyard,
Not
he forgot to wish Ozzy a happy birthday.
Yeah. His birthday is also December 3rd.
So I'm hosting an event at SiriusXM later this week.
Or maybe when I said it's my dad's birthday,
they thought Ozzy was your dad.
Ozzy was my dad, and that's how I got the job.
It's possible, yeah.
We could run with
that. It happens.
There you go.
Nepotism. I have to host an event on Friday at SiriusXM and I'm co-hosting with Lisa Loeb. And
I've had 9 stories.
It's still so weird to me when, you're texting and emailing and talking to someone that had like a big song or played sports in our childhood. Like anytime we have to work with a retired athlete or co-host something with a musician that's had success, you don't think it's still like a weird feeling like, hey, I'm fucking, like earlier I was just texting Lisa Loeb. Like that's not weird to you still? You know those moments where people go, hey, is it weird when you guys meet people? It's not usually weird. It's weird when you have to work with them.
Humble brag.
Would you agree? How's that a humble brag? I'm saying like when we do an event, when we would like co-host with like Ryan Hollins, isn't there a party that's like weird? Like, this dude playing the NBA for 10 years.
Yeah. For sure.
I don't know how to.
I mean, I think Hercules Gomez is a great example of that. It's just his humility, his humbleness.
He was an international soccer star.
Would never lead you to believe that. He was a fucking World Cup superstar competitor for the ages. He was just our stupid pal. Yeah. But when you put it in perspective, it's like this guy played on the biggest stages in the world.
Yeah.
But you also weren't big like soccer fans or really
doesn't matter. It doesn't take away his accomplishments.
Like we worked with Jake at the time. Jake was a huge soccer guy. He was like, oh my God, you know Hercules?
Yeah, to me, it's like when we worked with like Ryan Hollins or, you know, anytime we have to host an event, like Covino had to host an event with Mike Piazza once. It was like Covino and Piazza. Like there wasn't a part of you like the whole time. You're like, yeah, we're on the same level right now. Like we're talking about, all right, Mike, you're going to say this, I'm going to say this. Like, but there's not a party that's like, it's fucking Mike Piazza.
I mean, how do you think a lot of these young athletes feel when they're competing against their former heroes, right? It's like, yo, man, I'm playing with the guy whose poster was on my wall.
Brock Purdy is playing against Tom Brady. Brock Purdy is 22 years old. Yeah. His whole childhood, Tom Brady was winning Super Bowls.
And by the way,
when he was a little boy.
You hear those stories all the time.
Yeah, Lisa Loeb with the glasses. Yeah, she was a big one-hit wonder. Had a couple other songs, but
I bet you she still wears glasses.
She did on my Zoom call this morning. She did. She was wearing glasses.
Did she talk so all the time?
She talks so all the time, and she talks very like chill.
Hey, by the way, can I make a news break?
Oh,
we don't need like. It just happened though, according to my story.
Is it sports related?
Yeah, but you're not going to care about it. Don't make it.
But is it sports related?
Kind of.
Sports.
Sports. And now to Steve Covino with the
Within the
sports
past
desk.
hour, beloved or beloved, depending on how you say it, boxing icon passed away at the age of 85.
Oh.
And I'll give you his famous tagline. See if you know who it is. Let's get it on. Mills Lane.
Mills Lane,
famous
huh?
referee. One of the most famous referees in all of boxing and sports. I think he's a pretty recognizable guy.
Yeah, for sure. Mills Lane. You know, it's like
he caused so many of the biggest fights.
You know, I'll give you an example. It's like if you watch football, it's like Ed Hockley. Like there's always officials in every sport that you know. If you watch baseball, you know some umpires. If you know football, you know some of the referees. If you know boxing, Mills Lane is bigger than those guys in that sport. Mills Lane was part of most big fights. So rest in peace, Mills
Bald
Lane.
guy, definitely recognize him. He actually, outside of that, typical traditional referee uniform, kind of looked like Jason Statham a little bit.
Mills
if you
Lane.
look at other pictures. It's like, you don't know. There's a referee, right, Rich? Who he looks like an old Mexican guy with a mustache, and I can't think of his name. But outside of that, he's like one of those OG old cholo guys with the high socks. He's hey. But you just see him with his little bow tie, and he's being a professional. That guy has a podcast, too. I can't think of his name.
I'm looking at now. Mills B. Lane III.
Outside of that outfit, he's a good-looking guy.
Boxing referee, born in 1937. He died December 6th, today, 2022. Mills Lane, 85 years old. I would say, as far as referees go in boxing, other than him, that black dude always comes to mind for me.
Kenny Bayless?
Kenny Bayless might be Kenny Bayless and Mills Lane were always.
Dude who did Chavez, Meldrick Taylor, black guy, very famous in the 80s, 90s. Oh, what's his name? Honestly, you definitely know the guy I'm thinking
But
of.
I'm saying currently now, I feel like that black dude.
Referee, Chavez, Meldrick Taylor. Just because I don't have time or else I think of it.
I'm trying to think of this guy's name too. Robert Byrd. Do you know Robert Byrd?
If I saw him,
Is that him? Let's see. Robert Byrd. Well,
you're gonna want to punch yourself in the nuts when I give you The other famous fucking majorly famous referee.
Maybe it's who? Who is it?
I'm trying to find it.
Oh. Okay. All right. Well, while you're doing that, since Spot pulled up sports.
Richard Steele.
Can we see his picture? Richard Steele?
He referee. If it wasn't Mills Lane, it was Richard Steele.
It was Mills Lane.
Yeah. Let's get it on. Outside of that bow tie, he's actually a cool looking guy.
Your mom just chimed in. Steele, babe. Richard Steele.
Richard Steele. I couldn't think of his name. You definitely know him. I mean, this brother he refereed every major fight in the 80s. Richard Steele. But it's kind of funny because I'm telling you, when you see these dudes outside of their little professional getup, it's like, who's that guy?
It's like seeing the FedEx or UPS guy in regular clothes,
but
or a
it
door.
really
Yeah.
is because you like they just look like old guys to you or something in their bow tie. There's Richard Steele with Mike Tyson.
Mike Tyson.
I remember Richard Steele was a wonderful man, very beautiful man, and my heart goes out to Mills Lane. He was a consummate professional, very loquacious man. So Mills Lane, 85. Just a famous name in
Spot
sports.
to throw one more out there just for the hell of it. If you search most famous boxing refs, you know what comes up? Mills Lane, Richard Steele, and Kenny Bayless. Look up Kenny Bayless because he's still active, I think, right? I mean, I feel like I mean,
there's some really great clips of
Kenny Bayless's eyes are always
there's
like,
some about these guys. They held themselves to a very high standard. You know what I mean? They always held themselves like professionals. They made it legit. It's like if they were in the ring, it's legit.
Kenny Bayless always has good facial expressions. Like his eyes light up.
He
like,
side eyes a lot. Yeah, there you go.
There's his eyes.
Kenny Bayless is the one that I think of
He's
first.
the guy.
Kenny Bayless.
Anyway, sorry to derail you. Breaking news for any fight fan.
all good.
You guys
I
know
guess
that
to wrap
dude.
up my last thought, it's easy. It's someone said it. It's the word surreal. No matter how long we do what we do, and the person doesn't need to be like an A-lister. It's just still odd when it's like, hey, Covino, here, can you email Sharon Osbourne about this thing for Ozzy? And you're like, I'm emailing Sharon Osbourne? Like, it's
like me
like
making cupcakes with Maria Menounos.
There's still something very weird when we're thrown in the mix with people that are more well-known on a bigger level. It's still, to me, it's like, hey, Rich, here's Lisa Loeb's number. You guys should text about the event you're hosting together. So she's like, hey, Rich, it's me, Lisa. I'm like, yeah, Lisa Loeb. Spot, play Lisa Loeb's song so people are like, who's Lisa Loeb?
How do people not know?
They know, but there's some dummies that might need a reminder.
There's going to be a few people to say, oh, from the Geico commercial? Yeah, I know her.
Lisa Loeb. But yeah, now I have to hit her after we get off the air today. I have to figure out when I'm going to meet Lisa Loeb for coffee in New York on Thursday to go over. She's like, well, we can't get a cup of coffee and go over the questions and everything. So I'm like, I'm going to be having coffee with Lisa Loeb Thursday.
You tell her more.
Fucking surreal. Even though you might say, hey, who cares? It's still like a weird thing where I'm like, oh, I'm going to have to go fucking get coffee with Lisa Loeb.
Tell her my favorite song by hers is was it "Do You Sleep"? Something I loved. I always loved that song.
I'll say my friend Spot loves.
And it never got the respect that it deserved.
People remember the video, right?
Yeah,
Or with the glasses and everything. I even remember that, and I wasn't an
It's like
MTV kid.
Wasn't it like a continuous shot video?
One continuous shot, right? She was like walking through, yeah.
Did you know that Ben Stiller is responsible for her success?
I did on the Reality Bites soundtrack.
Because he specifically chose that to be.
Yeah.
I thought it was
And Paul Cubby Bryant.
Was it Stiller or was it
Stiller.
Ethan Hawke?
Stiller. But you know our pal Paul Cubby Bryant, the radio guy, Covino?
Mm-hmm.
She is still friends with him to this day. They were like real tight because he played her song and really pushed for it, and like she credits him and thanks him as well.
Still looks the same.
She sort of does, Spot, no joke.
Yeah, I know.
You say I talk so all the time.
But not as much as Rich after I met him.
Is she gonna say that to me?
But not as much as Rich on a Zoom call.
And I thought what I felt was
Yeah, she's gonna say that to me.
and I thought that I
Talk so all the time. All right.
Oh, okay. That's where Ethan Hawke comes into play. He directed this video.
Can we get to the yams?
Can we get to the yams? Yeah.
Sweet, sweet yams.
So
I know every word to this song, by the way.
So that's your Pain Cave song?
Sad. Yeah. I could easily.
How do we not know? Kirstie Alley. He's talked about her.
Really? Do you want to go through your life?
Chevy Chase, biggest asshole. Indonesia, you can't have sex. Brock Purdy's the guy. Anthony Davis might be an MVP candidate. Aaron Judge, bro hugging Tom Brady, comeback king as always. What do we miss? There's something that happened yesterday. You would find that, I just find this to be a quick, funny story. So Sarah found a website where she ordered just some like Christmas sweaters and shirts and all that. And there was a Christmas shirt on the...
Was it Robert Herjavec's Tipsy Elves?
Might be. Sarah bought a bunch of shirts and she bought one. She goes, this was on like the sale section and it was only $10, so I got it. And I was like, oh my God, that's so funny. Try it on. So Sarah tried on a shirt, like a silly Christmas sweater, forgot she had it on, and realized when she was walking up to pick Emmy from school.
No.
And had to do the old like cover her shirt and be like, Emmy, let's go quick. You want to see the shirt that Sarah bought? Spot, I texted you. A red shirt that says tinsel tits.
That's funny.
She's like, oh, I bought it. Maybe I could wear it to our Christmas party. Or like, hey, if we're doing something silly with adults.
Yeah,
so like
tinsel tits.
I was like, tinsel
I'm gonna tinsel tits.
I'm going to incorporate that into my Christmas season vernacular.
I love it.
Hey, tinsel tits.
Tinsel tits.
Hey, slow down.
Yeah.
Hey,
Slow down,
I
tinsel
know
tits.
everyone's hyped up about the holidays, but you could slow down there, tinsel tits.
That's right. It's the new phrase of the
So
season.
Sarah goes.
Speaking of forgetting, I have I can one up you. I'm gonna pull Rich Davis and try to one up you.
I've done where like, I don't know. I mean, I'm fucking a 40-year-old. I'm fucking a 40-year-old guy. That's him. I'm a fucking 40-year-old guy. When was the last time you had a pimple cream? 20 years ago?
For myself?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember in my 20s, I was still like covering up, like, oh, I gotta sit. Let me like, it's been a long time. But I remember there have been times where like you had some zit cream on your face and you go out and you're like, oh my God, I totally forgot. And you're in the store and you bump into someone, you're like, wait a minute, I had a fucking zit cream on my face. Or you leave the house embarrassingly in like pajama pants and like your hair not combed. That's when you bump into someone that you're like, oh, why'd I have to bump into someone when I look like a slob?
No, I had the worst one the other day. It's not the hog off t-shirt. That has happened. I'll wear the hog off t-shirt to pick up my kid. What?
I was going to say, live your life consistently as a slob, and then it won't matter when you like go out in society.
Yeah. It's a great way to be. So actually my story involves Spot. I was on a FaceTime, and I don't like FaceTime. I never use FaceTime. And Spot was walking me through how to do his video stuff at Fox. So I had the FaceTime facing outward so he could see the computer screen and everything. Mm-hmm. And, you know, I sort of wrapped it up, but I continued talking to Spot. And then I walked into the bathroom to take a piss with Spot on the phone. So he would have essentially just saw my Johnson because there's a big ass mirror in front of you.
And
oh my God!
And I saw this, and I saw you're like, are you going to the bathroom? Right, I'm out. I don't need to see you pee.
Yeah,
I immediately was like, done.
So I was like, oh, thank God he dropped the call. Otherwise,
for that very
I would
reason,
have seen you in the mirror. Otherwise, I would have been pissing, talking to him. The mirror right in front of me. He would have got a sweet view of the yams.
Even with my newfound life, I don't want to see your fucking hog.
He's like, I'm about to see your dick. I'm out. Bloop. And I was like, oh, thank God. I was in the bathroom.
Remember, I ended
on a
the call.
FaceTime with Spot.
I ended the call.
But he did. So, you know, I totally just forgot what was going on in that moment. You almost saw the jammy.
I almost saw the yammy.
Yeah, the yammy, bro. Moons over Miami.
The sweet yammy.
Those sweet, sweet yammies.
Yeah, you want to go take a trip to Miami?
I do. So just a reminder, don't wear your tinsel tit shirt when you go to pick your kid up from kindergarten. Or you might have to just stand like this the whole time. Covering your tinsel tits.
Miami.
Didn't you have a shirt?
Miami.
Didn't you have a shirt that said like fucking Covino and Rich? I feel like someone gave us.
It said, who the fuck is Covino and Rich? It was a play on who the fuck is Mick Jagger. It's like a legendary.
Yeah. And someone gave that to you. And I think you wore it one time, but then I think outside
Noah Shaw, who was a motivational speaker, gave it to us. You thought he was Steve Painter. You thought he was Steve from Utah, one of our listeners.
I do, because he looked just like him.
Because Rich is a bird brain. but our guest brought in shirts who said, "Who the fuck are Covino and Rich?" It's fun. I like that shirt. I still have it.
Who the fuck is Covino? Yeah, but like you might put that on around the house and be like, "Oh, yo, Jordan, I'm going to pick up the food," and be like, "Oh, fuck, I'm wearing a shirt that says."
Not appropriate for the kiddies for sure. Tinsel tits. That's a good one. What does yours say?
Oh, jingle my nutsack. No, no. I mean,
jingle my balls.
Yeah,
jingle balls.
So, all right, tinsel tits, Indonesia. You know what I did last night, and I don't know why I do it. I do it every year. I said it. I watch my David Letterman, Darlene Love montage, and she performed that song on his show. Oh, I did. I went, oh, and I cried. And
did you look at Sarah and go?
I did. Oh, it's made me realize how much I loved David Letterman when we were growing up. Like he was just the best, man. And the fact that when we were growing up, he was like a 40-year-old guy doing late night TV, and now he's a 75-year-old guy with a big beard doing a random interview show on Netflix. That does well, but it's wild to think we
Not
watched.
To state the obvious, but once you hit like your 40s or like late, like life starts to fucking fly by, and everyone starts to get real old.
I said to Sarah the other day, I said, our anniversary was this past weekend. Sarah and I we didn't celebrate because I was in San Francisco at the 49ers game, but our anniversary was this past weekend, 12 years. And I was like, man, and then I started doing the math. I'm like, wait a minute, 12 years, 30, I've known you. Then I start thinking, I'm like, where the fuck did time go? And I'm like, we lived in New York. We lived in Hoboken. We lived here. We moved to California. We've been out here. We have 2 kids. Where did the last 12 years go? And it really is. Once you're like 30-something, 40-something, everything just moves at a sad rate. I was looking at some of those clips of Letterman's last show, like 2014. I'm like, God, that's... In a year, it'll be like we're about to hit 2023. It's 9 years ago. What? So that just got me all not depressed, but like, man. You watch David Letterman go from like a young guy in the 80s and 90s. Then you start watching some of the 90s clips, and you're like, I remember watching that live. That's how I remember him looking. And you're like, he gets older and older. Yeah, it's a weird thing. Time goes fast, man. Time goes fast. So
you said it.
Any other notes before we get the stepping?
Yes. What's the update?
Phase 3 update?
No. We've just been promising an update for now 4 days.
Yeah, dude. I cut my stuff at 10:40 so that you had 10:43 to be exact.
I remember it.
So that you had
like unnecessary news alerts.
A good half hour to like give us an update.
Someone said, what did we do for our anniversary? We didn't do anything.
You didn't do anything for your anniversary?
I was in San Francisco. I was with the guys at the 49ers game. So I'm sure, we're trying to figure out when the best time to go to like Big Bear or Mammoth or any of these like snowy little getaways. Like the kids, my kids want to see snow. So I feel like I don't know if I should do it during the week when they're on vacation in between, or if I should do it leading up to Christmas on a weekend, but there's so few weekends between now and Christmas. So I'm like,
it's a great story.
You should plan it out.
Let's hear about your update.
What's he doing? Why
Tell us about Mammoth Mountain. That he always says Monmouth Mountain.
Why don't I guess Monmouth, New Jersey? Monmouth is a place in New Jersey?
Monmouth is in New Jersey.
It's
a mammoth of a mountain.
Monmouth?
Monmouth.
Oh, I always thought it was Monmouth, New Jersey.
Monmouth.
I'm not from New Jersey, so it's not like crazy.
Monmouth.
MONMOUTH.
Okay. Monmouth?
Monmouth University.
Yeah, but we say like the N is very soft. So it's just like Monmouth.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not from Jersey, so that's like me telling you towns on Long Island and you knowing them all. You don't,
I mean, it's also a big college in New Jersey.
For Jersey people.
Can I get to the yams?
For Jersey people. Get to the yams.
What are the yams?
I mean, we can save it for tomorrow now. I mean, it's 11:15.
It's 11:15. Let's just go.
Yeah, let's just save it for tomorrow. Tomorrow we will get to a story of all stories.
I want you to lead with it. I don't need to hear bullshit about what's today. It's Tuesday.
You don't want to talk about tacos?
You don't want to talk about empanadas?
No, tomorrow.
I'm traveling tonight. You're gonna hear all about my travels.
Fucking A.
Yeah.
Just lead with the fucking heat, bro.
But it's gonna be.
Hold on.
Like a Christmas love story.
Hold on.
Christmas love story.
Hold on. Can I say something?
No. Go ahead. Yeah. What?
Covino's always talking about structure and how we need to do structure.
Yeah, I agree with him.
Lead with the fucking heat if you want structure. None of this fucking bullshit that you fluff with. Lead with the heat. Bring the heat right out the gate. The hot story. The lead.
So this guy.
The first paragraph. Bring it.
You didn't like my Christmas cards?
Spot. Say the following towns that Bill Jackson listed on Long Island.
Okay. Hop Hog. Islip. Patchogue. Oh, what's that? Cooch.
I don't know that one.
Kuchog. And Quogue.
Quag.
Know what that is right there? White privilege.
Did I do everything
You
else?
just kept
better,
all the
though?
Indian names.
Right?
No, it's something you got most of them, yeah. But yeah, it's like if you're not in the town, you're like, what is that town?
By the way, I'm joking. That is somebody's stand-up bit. They're like, you think, isn't it hilarious how like we just took all the land and said kept the names?
Yeah.
Hey, get out of here. Wait, what is it, though? Hop Hog?
Beat it, Lenny Lenape Indians.
He said that's like
You
that's
killed
like-
my family
he's
and
like, you
everyone I
what that's
know.
like?
But what's your name? Patchogue? We'll keep it.
He said, you know what that's like? That's like me taking Mike's girlfriend and then still calling her Mike's girlfriend.
Hey, Mike's girlfriend. Suck my
That's
dick,
Mike's girlfriend.
Suck my dick, Mike's
She's mine
girlfriend.
now, though. But that's
But I still call her that.
I still call her that.
Yeah.
I forget. I know who it is. I can't think of his name. It's the guy that does all the writing for Dave Chappelle. That's his bit.
Yeah.
You know that weenie with the glasses?
Oh, the nerdy white dude.
Yeah,
That's
the
like
nerdy white
Chappelle's
guy.
writing partner.
Yeah, that guy.
He at the Kennedy
great.
at the Kennedy Honors, he gave him a lot of props.
Yeah. He's a very funny writer.
How would you like to be that guy?
But he does this whole bit on like how big that's like the ultimate white privilege. It's like, look at all the names.
Keep them. Keep them.
We're keeping these
A
names.
hot story. First thing tomorrow.
Frank, they're not here for you. Weird Al's on the plane.
Look
I
at
know
you.
you're here for the hot
Look
story.
at you.
Look at you.
Came down here to get your hot story.
You know, a man can hurt
Don't you
inside.
have any idea how a man can hurt inside?
Let's just say, I'll give teasing's better, guys. Teasing's better.
Neil Brennan.
Teasing is better when you actually get to your tease.
How do you feel about Shakira dating a 24-year-old guy? Another older woman. Not older, like what is she? Our age? What is Shakira? 45. Shakira dating a 24-year-old surfer. Who was the last like hot middle-aged woman that we?
Kristen is so fascinated that she keeps attracting these super young guys. There's something in the water.
Your wife is.
She's
when she goes on her little side adventures, it's younger guys.
It's always younger guys.
That doesn't bother you, huh?
No.
It's wild to me.
Very confident.
Is it simply just confidence or what?
Yeah.
Like, do you think you can wrap it up in being like, I don't care because I'm confident?
Yeah.
It's also he got used to it. We did discuss.
I got used to it, and I'm also doing the same thing.
Who was the other person? Shakira's 45. He's 24. It was Madonna, right? And then someone the other day we said, "Oh, good for her."
Britney.
Oh, no,
Olivia-
Shawn Mendes with the fitness
Oh,
with the chiropractor.
Olivia Wilde was with Harry Styles.
Yeah, you know what? Good
little
for
bit
her.
of an
Because you
age
would say,
gap
you know what
there.
you would say for a guy? No, good for him. So good for her.
Exactly.
45-year-old with a 24-year-old ripped fucking surfer dude.
Exactly.
And think about him. You think
I do.
if
think,
he told his name is Gorko,
I do think that they have a little bit of mommy issues.
but you think that this guy, you think his friends believe him when he's like, yeah, dude, I'm fucking Shakira. You
No.
think anyone believes him? Like if this dude's with his buddies, 24-year-old dude,
Let me see this guy.
24-year-old Spaniard.
Oh, he's Spanish. Oh, yeah. They're different. They're different over there. What's his name? Spell his name.
Gorka. Gorka. Gorka Escurdia. Easy K.
Bet you he knows a sweet
that's
empanada place.
Yeah, he definitely does.
Oh, absolutely. This guy, they're probably eating.
This guy's handsome.
They're probably eating
Look at this
empanadas
guy.
right now.
Oh wait,
That's her ex.
That's her ex. I'm like, look at this guy.
Hey, you know what? Yeah, he's probably like living the most weird life, right?
He's fucking
He's probably
surfing
just
those
like
cheeks is what he's doing.
He's probably just like a fucking He's like a dude.
You think
He's
he
a
got to the? You
Spanish
think he got to the
dude.
yams?
Oh, he definitely got to the sweet yams.
Yeah, he did.
Got to the sweet yams.
He's got bills to pay.
All right, so I'll give you a little teaser. And part of the reason why I keep delaying is because I don't have all the details. And it has to do with my mom. And let's just say my mom may move again.
Oh no.
My mom, let's just say there may be someone in her life.
Someone's getting to those yams.
There might be like a real life Hallmark story going on in my mom's life.
I feel like you're saying too much.
I know.
You're saying way too much.
There's a lot of there's a lot of like, whoa.
Oh, is it someone that she's been getting a Christmas card every year, and then she ran into them at the store?
Yeah, and they're all grown up now.
And they're all grown up now. Oh wait.
So yeah, I'll give you a fun update, a story.
I heard Tim Allen's retiring as Santa Claus to date your mom.
Is it true? What about Christmas Chronicles guy, the Kurt Russell? He's a handsome Santa Claus. So hey, tomorrow I'll give you a story, and I'll be in New York the rest of the week. So are we doing shows tomorrow on Thursday, right?
I mean, that's the plan.
Okay.
Stan?
Yeah,
I mean,
okay.
do you have alternate plans?
Yeah.
Because I have plans to be here the
Just
rest
want
of
to
the
make
week.
sure we're all the same page. Yeah.
I mean,
What the fuck is
I
happening
got
right now?
bills to pay.
Sweet yams.
Is Butch back? That's a theory. Could it be? So we'll get to the yams tomorrow, and have a great rest of your day. Enjoy. Until then, arrivederci, baby.
See you on Fox Sports later today. See you tomorrow.
Goodbye.
See you in the promised land.